Hello everyone, my name is Danielle and I'm from Cageless Readings. So today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking at how is your romantic relationships affecting your health. I just kind of thought, if there's stress, maybe if we just got broken up with, if we're having conflict in a relationship, maybe if we've just been single for a while and we're tired of it, that does actually start to come into the other aspects of our life and our health. So I'm gonna see what comes through in this reading for you. I'm not really sure what to expect. So we are going to do an energy check by just asking what's going on for you in each pile. And then I am going to do another card pull, just asking what is going on in your romantic situations or in your romantic partnerships, or if you're not in one, don't worry, you don't have to be. And then just pulling some other cards around advice for you right now. And if you are in a romantic partnership, I'll just see what kind of energies come through. I might pull some cards for what would they say to you versus what would you say to them. We're just going to see, though, what happens. So I haven't pulled any cards yet for any of the piles, so I know as little as you do. Okay, actually, you probably know more than I do. So that all being said, I'm gonna clear the energies quick here. So we're just doing this to ground you, connect you with your intuition, clear your energy, your space you're in. And I'm just gonna do this by making a sound 3 times. So if you do have headphones on, you might want to turn down the volume a little bit, as this might be a little loud for you. All right, so pile 1, you're going to be choosing just by this one deck here, or all the piles will be choosing just by choosing a deck, and this deck is the Golden Future. Pile 2, your card deck is the Fairies Oracle deck. And pile 3, yours is Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards. Okay, so if you just need a few more seconds, I'll give you some time. And if not, I'll see you all in your card piles. Hello, pile 1. So you chose the Golden Future Oracle cards. So I'm just going to start by asking, what is your situation right now? And we're looking for your more day-to-day life, your health, career, maybe friendships, whatever wants to come through, but we're not looking right now for your romantic relationships. This is just the energy check to see if this aligns with the situation you're in. And also I'm getting the hit that there will probably be some guidance and advice for you also through these cards. So let's just see what messages is there for you, pile 1. And love and light for your highest good around your current day-to-day life and situation. Okay. I actually want this card too for some reason. Okay, so we have the Super Love Portal. Accept yourself as a cosmic being. And then we have be a spreader of love, illuminating masters. We have unicorn, spread the light of unicorns. Whoa, there's lots about spreading the light. The new children, be all you can be. We have Our Beautiful Planet, Restore the Natural World. And then we have Music, Bring Yourself into Divine Harmony. And we have Leisure and Sport, Participate and Have Fun. Interesting. So when I chose the Golden Future card deck, I was like, this might be a little bit hard to read a collective general energy. But I'll just go for it because this deck really wanted me to use it. And oh boy, I was not wrong. It was a little bit harder to read right off the bat for what's going on, but the thing that I keep being drawn towards, and maybe I should even mention this, I was torn between two different topics for today's pick a card reading. I was going to do what destiny are you headed towards, or hang on, how did I word it? What destiny are you awakening to? That was going to be my topic, and they were very adamant. They wanted me to use these cards for that topic, and I almost feel like it might have been for this pile because I keep seeing like that card reading I was going to do is going to be all about what are you transitioning out of and what are you transitioning into, and what advice was there for you to transition with the most flow and ease for you. So meaning what could you do to not feel so stagnant or stuck or chaotic. And it's really interesting because as I pull all these cards, the thing that I'm attracted to is the butterflies and hummingbirds in all of these cards. All of them have one of the two, butterfly or hummingbird. So that's really interesting. Yeah, I can't get that out of my head. And then also the full moon over here, just talking about transitions and coming into new cycles, I feel like. So interesting. And there will be a full moon coming out on the 17th if you're watching this as this comes out. So I think this video will end up releasing, I'm pretty sure, I have to double check the dates. I think it will release a week before the full moon. So I don't know, that's really interesting. So if this relates to you, maybe you're anticipating some change coming in, or some things that happen right away. But anyways, this is supposed to be a reading about what's going on for you right now, but I think there is a lot of transition and change. I think, let me just double check here. Tune into these cards a little bit more. Accept yourself as a cosmic being. It's so interesting. Definitely also, if you were attracted to these cards, you're definitely someone who is super into the spiritual realm. So however you like to refer to yourself, as maybe you're very intuitive, maybe you're psychic, maybe you consider yourself a starseed, maybe you consider yourself fifth dimensional. I feel like there's different lingo, but it's all meaning kind of the same thing. I feel like you are realizing, and I actually want to say specifically for this pile, I think you're realizing that you might be a little more advanced than you give yourself credit for. What do I mean by that? If you're just like confused about what that does even mean. Sorry, my mind just went completely blank. I was like, whoa, there's no timestamp on my camera right now. Normally there's a countdown, so I'm wondering this is even recording right now. Okay, I did just double check. It is recording. That's so weird. I don't know why it's not showing me any time or anything. I'll have to look at the settings there. Must have accidentally hit a button or something, but yeah, what I was going on about here was just I feel like you all are starting to realize how much control you have in your life for manifesting. Manifesting in, experiencing in what you're wanting to. I don't quite know if that's not quite encompassing it all. Like all these cards have so much like coding and programming and realizing that you call in more of what you want to experience. I don't know, I just feel like you're really in a time of ascension awareness is the words I want to use. I don't totally know if that's completely right. But it's just like, I know I can't stop seeing that. Like, I feel like you just are very aware of like the programming. I don't know. How am I trying to, how, it's like this concept, this, that I'm having such a hard time explaining all of a sudden. It's almost like, I don't know, if this pile has gone and done like a journey with a shaman or something, like I would almost feel like that, like you've seen something from a different perspective and you can't unsee it. I don't know if you actually did go see a shamanic journey or like take a plant medicine or something like that. But I almost feel like you might have the energy that's coming through right now, just like you can't unsee and unknow what you've seen. That's what I keep getting. And now you're just trying to learn how to live in both worlds at once, is kind of what I'm getting. So this is super random. But this is where I feel like it says the super love portal, accept yourself as a cosmic being. Like I feel like you're just really trying to learn how to accept yourself for lack of better words, being a 3D person, a 4D person, a 5D person, a 6D person, 7D person, you know, like we technically exist on all planes, but sometimes we're only tuned into one. But I think you've gained this awareness that I keep getting, you can't unsee. You can't unsee. I just keep seeing that, like third eye is like on now. You can't stop seeing it. You're in nature. You can't stop seeing how everything's interconnected and the different layers, the different dimensions of things. Yeah, like you're really going through it right now. I think this would be really hard. I would almost feel a little ungrounded, maybe in all your relationships. That's what I would kind of get for this pile, because I think it's just changed your perspective on everything, and everything you see clearer and from a higher perspective. Like, where was it? There was an eagle here somewhere I was drawn to. Oh no, I can't see. Oh, here it is, the eagle. Or I feel like, and I'm also weirdly drawn to the swimmer. I don't know why, the swimmer. That seems random. Maybe you like swimming, maybe you're a swimmer, maybe a person you're dating is a swimmer or something. That was just like a random side message there that just came through. Interrupted the flow, but it just seemed important for someone. But yeah, this eagle, like I just feel like it's like you really can see all the situations from a different perspective, multifaceted, and it's a lot of information. This is a lot coming at you. So when you said spread the light of unicorns, be a spreader of love, bring yourself to divine harmony. There's a lot going on here about talking about how like you've gained this awareness, and I feel like the best way for you to share and live in this newfound perspective or wisdom is to, I feel like, yeah, like just live in harmony with it all, like live through, I want to say live through action. I don't know, I feel like a lot of things I'm saying, they don't make complete sense to me, but if you've chosen this pile, I feel like there's going to be very few people who choose this pile. You're gonna hopefully understand what I'm saying because you're in it. You're in the situation. So the music, bring yourself into divine harmony. I feel like this is sort of what I keep saying. Like I feel like this energy is the same. How can you be a super love portal? How can you accept yourself as a cosmic being? I feel like there's a connection for you with doing music. So I feel like you're probably able to play an instrument of some sort, or trying to learn or want to learn an instrument of some sort, and that puts you literally in a different frequency, in a different vibe, and you're literally creating different sounds which cause different emotion, and expression of yourself, which I keep getting a pull towards manifesting in what you're wanting. So I feel like if you do sing music or make music, the energy behind that, I think, is what you can use to manifest in what you're wanting to experience. I don't know, it seems really cool. But I feel like, once again, everything I'm saying, I feel like the words don't hold enough clarity and weight to them. Like they're not clear enough because there's so many things that could be taken from those words, that won't be exactly what your guides are meaning, if that makes sense. And I'm not worried about you misunderstanding. I'm realizing that there's no words that clarify clearly this knowing, this understanding. that you have that I'm trying to communicate back to you. Does that make sense? Like it's like something you only could feel and see and deeply know and experience, where when you try to explain it in words, there's just not the right words that exist in English to express it. I'm always saying this on the channel. I always feel like I'm getting information and the English words can't keep up with the thing I'm trying to communicate or share with you. Yeah, I don't know. That always bothers me, but I guess we don't have automatic downloads where I can telepathically just download you this information. Because if that was the case, then you'd be advanced enough to not even need YouTube pick a card readings to exist, because we'd all just download from the collective telepathically and just trust that I was true and confirm telepathically with our friend or something, you know, like we just wouldn't need any of this. Anyways, that's off topic again. But anyways, I feel like you're having moments like that where you're even like thinking about how not reliable, how inaccurate or unclear a lot of things are, and how there can be so much miscommunications and misinterpretations because of communication barriers or restrictions or words, vocabulary that means something to one person but something different to someone else. I just feel like there's so much going on there. I feel like you're really seeing the world as a program almost, or something like that. I can't stop seeing that, like being like, oh, it's like people are running this program right now, people are running that program right now, but we're actually meaning to run this. Yeah, this seems like super complex but simple concepts, if that makes sense. Our human brains make them complex, but actually everything I feel like that you're realizing is really quite simple. Which is why it's just everything about it's kind of like its own. It's not ironic. Is it a conundrum? I don't know. A paradigm? I don't know. I can't quite think of the right word. I'm really struggling with words with this whole pile, and my mind just like blanking. The other thing I keep having too is like sometimes I keep feeling a little unmotivated. I don't know if that's your energy. If you're feeling maybe a little overwhelmed by everything and you're not really sure where to start. Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't take that if it's not yours, but I do just keep feeling kind of unmotivated. The other thing I keep seeing here is participate and have fun. So I wonder if now you're getting to the point where maybe you can get a little too caught up in thinking of all this like higher perspective stuff, what it all means and all this, and you're kind of forgetting just to be and experience, because I think that's what I keep seeing here with leisure and sports. So you might be someone who, when you're doing a certain physical activity, you get out of your head, you get out of this like maybe overthinking, over analyzing everything, and you just get into just being. So if you are struggling with that, there's definitely like between this, I thought it was the nature card, our beautiful planet, and the leisure sport card, I would say there's a strong recommendation, and this one over here too, about getting out in nature, lying on the grass. I keep seeing like, I kept thinking these were like paintbrushes, which is a type of wildflower here. So I even wonder if some of you live in Canada, maybe near the Canadian Rockies. Like, I just keep seeing this, I just keep seeing like my mountains kind of area. Like I keep seeing like our kind of mountain lakes and things like that. So you don't have to live in Canada, but I just keep thinking like, if you like specifically this pile does well in the mountains, near mountain rivers, near mountain lakes or ponds, in wildflower fields, in the mountains. Like I just keep getting that pretty strongly, and I actually have never gotten that in a pick a card reading, surprisingly. A message for people to go specifically to the mountains, or mountain lakes and things. Not really sure why, probably because people are all from different places, but I do feel like this reading is a very niche grouping of you, so maybe that's even why. Who knows? Okay, so what specific situation, if some of you are like, you haven't like really given me any specifics, I would say that's true. I do feel strongly like there was some sort of awakening. I do feel like this could have been plant medicine based, or guided by like some sort of maybe breath work, shamanic guide. Yeah, I don't know. The breathwork one's random. I feel like maybe some of you did like a guided breathwork for like an hour or two, and like you just went to another place, and now you can't unsee what you've seen. Some of you might resonate with like a Kundalini awakening. Which seems even harder. I feel like if you're someone resonating with the Kundalini awakening, I feel like you're feeling literally like you're not sure what's real or not real anymore. So I can feel like that would be really, really tricky. And that's definitely where I see this, like, get yourself rooted and grounded again. You can know all you know, but you need to be grounded and rooted to be in this physical world, to function properly. Yeah, so if you're starting to feel scatterbrained or overwhelmed or confused, go get grounded. Go get grounded. That is like your fail safe. That is what gets you back out of that overthinking, overanalyzing, getting grounded, okay? It's like everything's clear when you're physically in your body fully, okay? It doesn't hold you back. It is part of this human experience. That way you can bring in what you know, but bring it in kind of like the tree thing, like bring it in strongly and clearly versus sort of getting lost in the thoughts and the fears and anxieties and what is real and what is not, because it usually has kind of a yucky feeling to it. When we kind of feel super ungrounded and confused about what is real. Okay, so guidance and advice for this pile. I really need to get the ground yourself, root yourself. The unicorns, spread the light of the unicorns. That is so interesting. The other thing I want to talk about too is the amount of rainbows going on. Rainbows everywhere. So interesting. Just in this new children card, for some reason, I do keep thinking about like the queer community. I don't know. I wonder if some of you, and this also is going to be very specific, and honestly, this is not going to be all of you. I wonder if some of you are waking up to changing how you've perceived yourself in I don't know. Maybe it's. I'm trying to tune in. It's too specific. I'm so sorry. I couldn't get the right answer. But I do feel like some of you might be waking up to some different sides of yourself and maybe how you identify or who you're attracted to or the types of relationships you want to have. I feel like for some of you there is just a new awakening around that. And I do think it all came from this possible plant journey or plant medicine, breathwork, this like thing that hit you, whatever this thing that hit you that kind of made you wonder what's going on in the world, and you can just see, like I'm just lack of terminology, you can see all the dimensions now, or you understand there's this bigger dimension going on, these different realms going on. Okay, the other thing I want to keep looking at here is I keep seeing community, like that keeps coming through. It says illuminated masters, be a spreader of love. I feel like this pile, there's some strong guidance to get yourself into a supportive, grounded, I'm going to use that word again, grounded community. Yeah, I feel like I also keep seeing a mentor coming through too for this pile. Yeah, I want to be very clear on this. I feel like for some of you, you feel like you need to be a leader. And I feel like right now, it seems like, and of course take this how you will, it seems like your energy is quite ungrounded, that I almost feel like you need to be more in, I think you're needing a mentor right now. You're needing someone who leads, clearly seeing the shadow and the light, who can clearly see these different realms and understand them deeply. And I'm so sorry. I feel like some of you are going to hate this because I feel like you think you are this leader, but not right now. I think in the future you will be, but I actually feel like right now you're, how do I put it? If you do tarot at all, I would say you're just at the start of like the major arcana, like where you I don't know if I could say you're at the Fool card. No, I think you're further down than that, but I do feel like you've awakened to this. But I just, you know what, I to make it clear about why I'm saying all this, I feel like your ego is having a heck of a time digesting this all, and that's why I feel like you're needing the mentor right now, and you are not the mentor. Does that make sense? I want to be very clear because I feel like your ego is struggling to understand what this all means. I get a lot of confusion for this pile. I get a lot of like feeling like good and clear about some things, but then I feel like the ego is like, it's that in like that struggling with what is real, what, like, I don't know, I don't understand, I don't know what to do, and that's what I keep getting pulled into, is your ego is just like struggling. It's just struggling. And that's why I keep seeing like leader and support. And I think once you make it through that journey, like you're going to say the major arcana journey into the tarot, I think ultimately you will be this leader. But I do feel very strongly that you are not in that role just yet. Not yet. Okay. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is I don't know. I feel like I want to say, like, I feel like lost souls can find lost souls, and I think that that's what I'm getting as like the caution here, is I feel like I think that's why you need the mentor, because I feel like there's other people who might have gone through a similar thing as you, who are equally struggling with their egos, not being sure what is real and what isn't. And I mean, you'll get around to figuring out your lesson either way, but I'm just seeing, like, you have two ways you can learn this. You have, like, a easier, more flowy transition, or you sort of have, like, a tower moment lesson. And I see that being, like, if you go into being a leader and trying to lead other people, I think you're going to attract other people whose egos are struggling with the grasp, or their shadow side. I don't know, it's definitely their egos are struggling with what is real and what isn't. And that's where I kind of see like some funky energies that can happen. So like, what am I, like, if I see you going down this path, I feel like you would both be very susceptible to each other's misunderstandings, and I don't want to say delusions, but like, this is super weird that I'm getting this too. I keep getting piles, just one pile in my whole pick a card reading, where I'm like, am I really the best person to be explaining this? Because I don't know if I am the best one to be explaining this to this pile, because clearly I'm not having the best words. But like, I would worry for you right now, just because of this confusion and this ungroundedness. That's when like sort of funky ideas can slip in, and we can take our logical side, or our ego can come in and make it seem like it's the right answer. So have you guys seen Twin Flame University? That's actually how I'm going to explain this. I would be worried that you and maybe some other people who are kind of experiencing the same thing as you, because I do feel like you're attracting those people in, who are ungrounded, who have just, like, I think plant medicine or Kundalini awakening, like just basically feeling like everything you thought the world was and what is real or not real being blown up in your face, and just being like, I don't know what's happening. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I might be insane. I don't know. So I would be worried about you being susceptible to some of these people, trusting them because they're going through similar experiences and you can bond over that. But then there's still lost people who are also ungrounded and not certain about what is real, and very, very susceptible. I worry that this pile and your friends could end up in a twin flame university kind of group. That's what I worry about. And we don't want to see that happen. I just, like, and I think that would be ultimately, like, far, far worst case. But if that's a concept that you can understand, that I'm trying to explain here, like, I feel like that's why I keep seeing a mentor energy coming in to help you, and someone who has maybe experienced this themselves but have overcome it and founded sanity. That's what I'm going to say, sanity, because insanity to me is just the definition of someone who is ungrounded in the 3D body or in this physical realm, that we no longer can remember what our physical bodies need or don't need, or remember, like, we stop seeing our shadow and we only see this, like, certain aspects of ourselves. Like, it's just, to me, that's what insanity is losing grasp on which reality we're in and what is real and what isn't real here. So that's what I mean by that. I know everyone kind of has different definitions, but that's the energy I'm seeing, is like just really not being sure what is real and what isn't. And when people say everything is, I don't think that actually answers your question, but you're like, well, how do I make it day by day right now? Oh no, my fake plant, it exploded out. They only have fake ones in here now because my cat's murdered all the living ones. They're officially dead. It's sad. Okay. Anyways, it's all good. So sad. Yeah, so I'm like trying to say this as nicely as possible. I really think that I think you're going through a really hard time right now. That's what I'm going to say. I think there's moments of like great harmony and great celebration, but I do feel like there's like just like this susceptibility because of the ungroundedness. So what I'm trying to say is, I just be grounded as much as you can. Maybe put your feet on some grass, put them in the river, tune into yourself, you know, have that mentorship, that person who's been through it. We're being very clear here. You're not going to rely on just other people going through the same thing as you, because specifically with this type of thing that's going on, I feel like I keep getting delusions. Like you guys keep saying delusions can happen. And the consequences vary, but I just feel like it will make this, like, instead of just like working through how to be grounded and all that, it adds in a whole nother karmic lesson, and we don't want that for you. Okay, that's really in short what we're trying to say, is I just don't want to see you go through like a really horrible karmic lesson about not trusting other people more than you trust yourself. And unfortunately, I just feel like anyways, I think I have to move on from this, because I don't know if I can explain it any better than I already have tried to explain it. And if you don't like it, you've probably already clicked off. If it doesn't resonate, I'm pretty sure you already clicked off. Yeah, so we might just need to move on. I kind of want to pull just one more card, just asking desperately for the gods to give me anything else that just will help me clarify this to you. And I should also just comment that it was specifically Archangel Michael that I was tuning into for this pile, for guidance and protection, which is interesting, because I actually felt like you'd be very like Cody and Star CD, but I was like, no, we need Archangel Michael here. Okay, travel. Cool. We have find ecological ways to explore the world. Interesting that this card came out. When I see this card, I always think of like copper pyramids, doing a meditation on copper pyramid. I don't know why. Getting downloads, protection, sacred space. Ooh, thanks. Okay, I think that's it. I think I would wonder if when you're doing meditations or things like that, whatever you're doing because you are doing something, I get that much, you are doing something regularly, make sure you're just staying in sacred space. So you might literally want to envision a pyramid coming down over you and keeping you safe. And I keep seeing with angelic protection, specifically with angelic protection. So I see like a little halo over you, and they're going to keep you in like a little safe pillar of light. Honestly, if you're like, why do I need to do that? I just get that they're going to give you the information more gently and softly in a loving way, where I feel like right now you might be getting some sort of cross energy. So like, I don't know, you want the highest being and the most loving being to come through and tell you and give you information, not like I don't know, what would be an equivalent of what they're showing me? Not like a trickster energy. And when I say trickster, I mean someone who like might think they're being a bit funny and kitty and joking around. Like they have a lot of ego, and the lessons are a little harsher. When you get it from the angels, it's quite loving and high, and it will be in the best way for you to receive it. And I feel like right now maybe you're interacting a lot with sort of these like, once again, lack of English words, mid-range things, mid-range. So it's almost like you're going to something that has like, I don't know, let's say it's 60% in its ego or its shadow, but there is 40% light there. And there's nothing bad or good about that, but there's just, I think with like how you are right now and just being confused and not feeling totally stable in which world you're in, we want to keep it angelic. We don't need any more confusing things that are just kind of messing with your perception. So keeping it angelic is, it's not coming from a place of fear. It's just from like, you got enough going on. You don't need to be constantly discerning what the intentions of the beings you're communicating with have. Like, just go for the ones that are like without ego, okay? The ones that are loving and high vibrational. Yeah, it's just simplified things. Okay. So interesting. Okay, definitely keep getting angels though. Angels, angels, angels. Yeah, communicate with the angels more. We'll just leave it there for this portion. So that being said, it seems like you're going through some shit. Let's see what is going on in your romantic relationships. I was going to completely clear this, but this card I really like. This is a very empowering card for you. That's want to keep it up. You find clarity through this music, I think. Playing it, expressing it. I feel like traveling with it. Okay. So, pile 1. Got a lot going on there for you. What is going on in your love life right now? What is going on in your romantic relationships? Okay. It's so interesting. I almost want to make 2 piles for you. I don't know why. When we flip them over, it might make more sense to me. I don't want that one. We do want this one though. Okay. So, my mysterious pile 1s. We have stay optimistic about your love life. We have you deserve love, unrequited love, reconciliation, and past life relationship. So I'm kind of wondering if you're like asking about 2 people. Pile 1. I kind of think that's the vibe. Kind of with the 2 separate ones, I think you're asking about 2 different possibilities, 2 different possible love relationships. I don't know, with the 1 card coming through, I don't know, maybe you're in a polygamous relationship, or just some sort of non-monogamous type of relationship. But we'll see. Okay, we have love yourself first, attraction, we have romantic feelings and wouldn't get. These are definitely separate people. So I'm trying to keep the gap. Keep the gap. Because I feel like these are 2 different people's vibes and I don't want to mess with it. Okay, interesting. So that was wacky. So I touched these cards and I'm like, okay, I put my hands on these cards and I just wanted to start crying and I'm devastated and I'm so sad. Okay, sorry about that. My camera not my battery. My memory card just pauses at 30 minutes, so I happened to look up right when I did it, which was perfect timing. But what I was saying, and actually it kind of worked out because I was saying I just need to take a pause and oh my gosh, it's gonna happen again. I can't touch these cards. I can't touch them. It's even hard really turning into them, but I am gonna do my best to tune in, give you information, tune out. These are definitely 2 different people, or 2 different things that's going on here. And I keep pausing. I'm not sure what's going on with this love inquiry. I will pull more cards, but the emotion that I am getting is just complete grief. Like it's all stuck in my throat And as soon as I tune into it, I literally am like overwhelmed to need to cry and like vomit, nausea. I feel like that's what you're feeling around this. It's so funny. I'm trying not even to look at the cards. It is a really overwhelming feeling, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, I think, because this is a lot. This is definitely something I think you're experiencing. I think maybe holding in, I don't know. We'll pull some cards. I don't want to put judgment on you. I'm having a hard time like really staying focused into it because I don't want to just start crying my face off here. Yeah, it's very overwhelming. The thing every time I try to look over here, I see is that in the top two cards, there is such a thing on communication, which is so funny that it's like in my throat that this grief feels stuck and I want to start puking. Sorry. So it says, love yourself first, romantic feelings, attraction, and wedding. And oh my gosh, as I even say it, it's like I say it, I say that, I get here, I just want to start crying, and then I want to burst into tears. It's like, oh, it feels like so much sadness. So I don't know if you're grieving literally the loss of someone. It might feel like someone has passed away. Like I feel like you might be widowed. Or you might like have separated with someone and there's no contact with them, that you're grieving them like they have passed away. Hard to differentiate those two energies, so take it as it resonates. But when I see love yourself first, I feel like the guidance is the same no matter your situation. Right now, at least, the guidance is the same. Oh, I just have such a hard time not getting sucked into it. It's not your fault here. I'm just, it's a lot. It's a lot that you're feeling, which is so interesting. It's so different from what was going on over here. I don't know, and the only details that I'm really getting is like it was an old love. So I don't know. You might have been with this person for a long time. Some of you multi-years. Some of you might have been childhood sweethearts or like young adult sweethearts. Oh, that's totally, I get like Romeo and Juliet vibes, which is kind of weird. Only weird because, you know, like their ending is so sad. There's such a, oh my gosh, there was such a miscommunication that it led to like literally both their deaths. I don't know, it's so interesting. You take this as it resonates, because I'm really not getting, this is like the weirdest reading I've ever done. I feel like I just have to keep saying that. I don't even, this is like, sometimes you do readings and you're like, should I even post this? Because this is, I don't know if I'm like, being any support to anyone, or if I'm literally just causing trauma. And I'm also, you know, like I don't know if I'm doing, I hope I'm not doing harm here, because I don't know, I feel so weird about all this reading. I think the problem is that yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just need to take a break here for a second. Okay, so I just pulled a few cards just asking for further clarification about your situation and what's going on. And I still don't totally know, but I'm hoping this stuff is just making sense for you. So, I got expect miracles, fresh air, which referred to getting grounded. Interesting, there's animals in this card, a cat and a dog. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Expect a miracle, yes. Which is, I feel like yes to help coming in and what you're hoping for coming true. Around this whole situation. And then interesting enough, we have animals over here, and this talks a lot about this angel who comes in and helps those with sick pets or sick animals. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. There's two animal cards now that I'm seeing it. Maybe you literally, like maybe you lost a pet, like literally lost it. Like maybe the pet is missing. or they are ill or something like that. But the other thing that keeps coming in again and again is this freaking throat chakra block. And when I asked for further clarification, it says communicate in a fifth dimensional way. So it's so interesting. You are so blocked in the throat chakra right now, which could even explain all my rambling at the start, where I was like, I feel like words don't make sense, things don't fully clarify anything. And when I see this communicate on a fifth dimensional way, I do feel like if this person, you don't have any contact with them, I feel like it's calling on you to get that closure or that healing fifth dimensionally. So what does that mean? That means communicating with them in dream time, communicating with them through meditation, communicating with them with their higher self. I do think meditation, though, I think your dreams, I don't know if you always will remember them, and I feel like there's something you want to consciously say to them. So I would say through meditation, guided meditation or just a regular meditation. But I feel like there's something so big that you need to communicate to them, that I feel like it's like eating at you, for lack of better words. And I think it'll be really crucial for your healing in this. So however this happened, like clearly this is someone that, gotta be careful of this. Breathing. When I saw the fresh air card, I kept getting breathing in and out, and doing a breath work might even help release some of this grief. I would imagine you're gonna cry your face off, so you might want supportive mentor there, or a supportive friend or something there. Mentor, actually, I just got mentor. I think supportive friends, it's so interesting for this pile. I keep getting like this little, like your angels, like Archangel Michael keeps saying, careful that they don't trauma bond with someone who isn't a healthy, reliable person. So it doesn't mean you can't trust anybody. I want to be very clear here. But I just feel like I keep getting this impression that there's someone who you're using as your main support that I don't feel like actually is in a place themselves to be that support. I don't know if they're mentally or emotionally in a place where they feel stable enough to be your support. So trauma bonding, that's interesting that came through. So clearly you should have changed Michael. Well, no, he used to be very upfront with me, and then I told him I didn't like him being so upfront and like so direct because it was too harsh. And then here he is doing it again. So you might just need to hear it. It might just be something that okay, this is crazy, pile one. So every interruption or weird technical thing that can happen keeps happening for this pile. And I don't know, I keep looking right when it happens, so luckily I'm not like losing information. But when I tune in and I just ask like, what is up with that? They say like avoidance, which comes back to like, I feel like there's something that you're avoiding, either feeling through or seeing or definitely communicating. And you got your reasons why, but I feel like the message that I'm just here to share with you is I think this is why you would be experiencing chaos yourself. So maybe you are just getting the weirdest setbacks right now. Like it seems like everything should flow, and then something happens and you're like, I thought this was aligned. I thought this was supposed to work out. What's going on? And the block I'm seeing is this avoidance, this thing that is being avoided. And I feel like just with the emotions that are very big here, I think you're avoiding that situation. I'm just gonna keep saying that because I'm having a really hard time tuning into it without just being devastated and crying, and I'm not really getting any more information, but I know that this pile probably knows what I'm talking about. Probably can't be a lot of things where you feel like you've lost someone and you're gonna break out in tears. And I am so sorry if you did physically lose somebody here. This seems so hard, and it does even seem hard for you to have lost whoever this was, even if they didn't physically pass. It feels like a loss to you. That's what I keep getting. It feels like a loss. And your heart is still focused on, when I see the attraction card, I do just keep seeing that your heart is still like wanting that connection. So it makes me want to move over here where it says stay optimistic about your love life and you deserve love. Oh, you know what's so weird though is this is why I wonder for some of you if this person is, oh, I gotta be careful. This, you really gotta cry. You gotta cry, guys, okay? Ladies, guys, however you refer or pronoun yourself, because I keep wanting to just bawl my face off, and I feel like you just need to do it. I don't know if you haven't felt safe to, if you haven't had space to, but you gotta find a time and a place, and you gotta just let yourself cry your face off, okay? Ugly cry the shit out of this, because this is a lot. And I really do think it is what's setting you back, is not letting those emotions out. So it's like you moved away from a relationship or a situationship, and oh gosh, as soon as I look at their mouths kissing, it just kills me, which I think means it's just killing you. Maybe when you think about them, you think about their touch. It's so gentle and loving. Like, that's just the thing I keep being drawn in. Oh gosh, I'm gonna... Okay, we are good. We are good. I am good. You're gonna be okay. You need to cry. You just really need to cry, okay? I just, like, the biggest advice I can give. Because then you won't keep having this come up and, like, take over. Yeah, things will be clearer too. Things will be clearer if you just start letting out this emotion. And with this much, I think you're going to probably have to cry more than once, but just that will start diffusing the tank, if that makes sense, and letting it out. And I feel like you're, like, it's so fascinating. This actually makes me think a lot about when I was, like, grieving my relationship ending, where it's almost like I feel like the thoughts all of a sudden suck me into my worst fears. So whatever thought happened when this connection ended, you feel like that's a thought that, like, the nausea comes up, the grief and the tears and the pain and the devastation come up for you, and then there's thoughts that come through that are repeating, and it's your fears. So maybe it's like, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable. Sorry, I'm just listing off the most basic ones. So do not take those as being your truth. I'm just, like, literally rambling the deeper fears. So I don't know. They left me. They don't love me. It could be some words like that are just repeating and repeating. But I keep getting that. Like, I start to get pulled into this place, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's totally, like, similar to what I went through like a month ago. So I hope you start letting that out, because it does get better. Speaking to a survivor here of this energy, you do survive it. It does get less horrible, but you have to let it out, okay? You have to ugly cry the shit out of that. And when those waves of, like, emotion and heartbreak and nausea and tears come up, you just gotta surrender to it. Find a place, excuse yourself from a situation, and just let it happen. And if you resonate with music, for myself personally, I found, like, the only thing I could do was put my headphones in and just listen to the music that felt like it heard me or understood me. If I could play music, I would have been playing it. So maybe that's also what you need to do, is maybe you need to play songs and cry. I'm not sure. You do what resonates, but that's a big thing going on for you over here. So yeah, I got back pulled into this because I was looking at this where it says you deserve love, and the crazy thing is I'm thinking as I put these cards down, I should have put this here because that was the first energy and this is the next energy. But it's just telling me, like, this is why I wonder if a lot of these people aren't physically passed, because I see that you're still hung up on this. I don't know. Okay, I gotta be careful. As soon as I go into that, I'm wanting to puke. So, breathing. We're doing a lot of breathing. Yeah, like, I don't know. You gotta take that as it resonates. That is just like, someone is just still stuck on that. You're still stuck on that in some way. And that's why I almost wonder if the thoughts that come through is that you weren't lovable, that this person didn't love you or something like that. But here we have the true statement, you are lovable, just correcting that. But it's so crazy when I see this, I'm like, I feel like this person is just like, I don't know. Oh, sorry. It's so hard to communicate when I tune into this. I keep saying that because it never gets easier. I keep getting shocked by how much this is in you. Gotta breathe. Okay. Also, it's interesting there's an arrow there. Oh gosh, this is too much, guys. This is too much. This female's arm, I can't stop looking at it. Like, it's just like they're just like hanging onto them, and it just feels like they're never gonna let that person go, and this person also doesn't want to ever let them go. So it's so fascinating, because when I look at this, I'm like, why did this relationship end? I'm sure there was good reasons. I'm sure there's good reason, and I trust that there was good reason. Clearly some communication blocks, definitely. Hardcore communication blocks. And I also feel like there was some fundamental blocks. So like, what do I mean by that? Foundational systems. So I think probably both of you had some limiting beliefs that I think kind of got in the way of this relationship. Especially because there's like these kids all wearing red robes to me, and I'm just like, yeah, I just feel like there was like some, like, this is giving me red flags that there was blocks in this relationship. But the weird thing is I feel like the love between you was very intense. So must have just been like some dynamics or some triggering that happened that just couldn't have been worked through. And it released. But I think that's even why you're grieving it, is I wonder if this pile ended the relationship and was surprised that they're grieving it as strongly as they are, or I feel like, yeah, or this relationship ended by the other person you were with, and you have such a hard time because you feel this and you see this loving energy, and you still have this attraction, and I feel like, yeah, long-term partnership is definitely coming through. So I feel like either you were like physically married, or you were just in a very committed partnership, and then something changed and it kind of all yeah, I want to say fell through. It all fell through, whatever that means. Okay, so anyways, it is interesting that this person still has such a focus on this. Yeah, which I think is you. I think is you. But, you know, it is interesting because then again, I see these, like, same little angels in red. So, like, I feel like I keep getting that, oh, it's so interesting. I've never seen this in this card, but I can't stop seeing that there's two angels here and there's two angels here. And I feel like you're going back and forth about, like, was this good to have left? Wasn't it good to have left? Should I leave it? Should I go back to it? It's interesting. I feel like there is, like, this debate. Like, I feel like you have a devil and an angel on your shoulder about it. Going back and forth. Oof, that seems tricky. But I do feel like, also just tuning into that, sexuality, express pure love. It's so interesting. When I pull this card, I've been hearing a lot about divine counterparts, which I kind of wonder if that's supposed to be the healthier new word instead of twin flames, since the twin flame university thing kind of did some funny things there. So, by the way, this is the other thing I was going to say. I wish I would have said at the start. If I referred to that and you're like, I should check this out because it seems like a great thing, that is the opposite of what I was trying to say. Twin Flame University is a cult, in my opinion, and I mean, I don't have all the information, but just hearing videos of a guy making women feel like they gotta change their genders because he wants to pair them with someone who only dates like men or women, and he needed more men in his group, so then he made women become men. You know, like, that's a cult, in my opinion. There's something going on there. So when I refer to, I just want you to be careful of who you're chatting with, because I feel like I would worry on an extreme end that you would find yourself in something like that, but it would happen slowly. Where if you feel like a mentor and you really look for these people who've gone through what you're going through and have clarity, you think that would be a way to avoid that, because I feel like there'd be like a third dimensional guide for you, which I think at this point in your life you could really use. So anyways, this sensuality card, Express Pure Love, this is fascinating because this actually feels very healthy, this card. I think this is what you're striving for, but I don't personally get any hints that you've found that yet. And when I ask why, what's holding you back from that, I come back to this throat chakra block. Golden Stellar Internet. Communicate in fifth dimensional ways. I was talking about earlier. I don't want to just keep repeating myself and annoying you, but I feel like there is such a big block with this relationship here. I think you have to work through it before you can get here, because even that being said, like with this devil and angel on your shoulder, this is telling me that there's just like some unsettlement or some unrest on the whole thing and what's going on with you. And I think maybe the problem is like you're logicking it out when your emotions just need to feel it out, grieve it, release it, work on, like there is, I don't know, I keep getting, like there is some inner child wounding going on, and that needs to be worked on so that you can attain this. And I don't even see who this is with, but it feels lovely. It feels lovely. And we, of course, we once again have the hummingbirds, which reiterate change. And also with them, I feel like it just even talks about people coming and healing from hardship, and then they're meeting in the middle. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a heart, but I keep seeing it as a heart. And I don't know, this is such a beautiful energy. This, I feel like, is really understanding each other. And it's like they see each other so deeply they don't even need to physically open their eyes. I don't know. I think that's kind of what you're wanting, but I feel like this needs to be healed. You need to do that because I don't think you have physical contact with this person. I think you need to go and do it. So sorry, if you're someone who did physically lose this person on the realm, I still think, like if someone you love passed away, one of your partners, I do still feel like it's so vital for you to do this meditational work. I feel like you need to set yourself free and say your piece. Say your piece, and I feel like admit, and this is gonna sound weird, but admit to yourself about what happened on the inner child level, because there's two inner child triggers and two inner child things happening. And I wonder if you've just not, I mean, because this has been a lot for you. I feel like you just haven't really gone in and asked yourself, why did this end? What was happening to me in this relationship? What was coming up within me? So this isn't like a blaming of sides. This is like truly what was coming out, and what inner child wounding was it being coming up. And I think if you can think of an answer in 5 seconds, that probably isn't the answer that's really holding you back. I think this is going to be something where you need to take a few breaths, do a meditation of some sort, go within, ask your heart what was going on there, and I think you'll get your answer. Anyways, I feel like for some of you don't like that, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm just here to relay information when I ask a question. And then the thing I kept getting here was basically the angel and communicating in general. And it's interesting because I was like, why did animals come up? And I'm like, I feel like maybe sometimes you feel like you're communicating to people who don't even speak your language. Like, I feel like that's how bad your communication feels sometimes with some people. Like, they just did not understand anything you said. But this isn't just one person. This is multiple people. We got all the species here. And then there are some of you where I do feel like there is like a sick pet or a lost pet or something to you. And I feel like it's just acknowledging that they see that. Sounds like you guys went through a hard time. There's just like everything exploding in your life, is kind of what I'm seeing. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. So Raphael is the angel of healing, and I feel like this is even for like heart healing, emotional healing, romantic life healing. I just keep seeing these two as partnerships, helping to heal the partnerships. So yeah, you got, lots going on there. Fresh air, expect a miracle, and yes. The yes is so interesting. It is interesting too that I put it underneath the reconciliation card. So this is why I'm like a little confused, because I feel like for some of you, I think you're gonna get back with this person once everything is healed. And I gotta be very clear about that. I think it's like, I don't think this is like you get back with them in like a month or something. I think this is like you get back with them in a year, maybe even 5 years. It might even be 10 years, you know? Whenever this energy truly can be embodied. That won't necessarily be for everyone. For some of you, you'll just finally get the peace that you're wanting. Sorry, I got really distracted. I was like, what is this guy doing in this card? I'm like, is he supporting her? I don't know. He's putting her on the cross. That's so weird. I don't know what's happening there. I feel like he's holding her up against a cross. I don't know what that even means. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay, yeah, I don't know. There's some weird stuff coming up. This is where can I come back to where I feel like you have to be more cautious with like only letting in that angelic energy right now. Because I feel like there's just some weird shit lingering around. Like, once again, nothing to be afraid of, but just like what is that? Like, worrying about a guy pinning a woman on a cross? Like, what? Like, what is, like, what? Why do you need that shit? We don't need that shit. We're gonna sweep that out of this reading. Literally clear that out. That's just like some weird, like, that's the weird tomfoolery energy I was talking about where you want to be grounded. Because then you see like that just seems like something just came in just to literally fuck with the reading. Like, why? It's not cool. Get out of here. Just to add confusion and almost the insanity feeling in. Weird. Super weird. Anyways, manipulation, that's what I got. Like, some things are coming in and they're just trying to manipulate your perspective a bit, and that's what I don't like. It's like manipulating people who are already kind of mentally vulnerable, because there's just so much chaos going on. So that's what I feel like. That is what Archangel Michael and even Raphael keep coming in and saying. It's just like, be careful of like trauma bonding, trusting people who aren't also grounded and stable, mentally stable. And I feel like I can trust this spell to say like, maybe you have realized that sometimes you're not feeling totally mentally stable yourself. I don't, like, once again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying that you're totally off the charts. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I guess I feel like you know that you're not always feeling like you know what is real or what is not real. And I just don't want to see manipulation or illusions coming your way because of that vulnerability or that vulnerable place you're in right now. And I do feel like you're going to get out of this. Like, that, I have to be very clear. This is just because so much has happened at once that's completely, like, thrown your life upside down and all that, like, it makes sense that you would be very ungrounded. So it will pass. Just in the meantime, like I keep saying, just be cautious of putting too much weight into other people's words. And I just don't want to see you manipulated. Okay. So past life relationship, you have known each other before. So yeah, definitely feel like it's so funny because I still felt like there was 2 people you were inquiring about, and I even think that's why there's like the angels on your shoulder thing. Because I don't feel like it's like you debating being single or being with this person. I feel like it's like this person or that person. Once again, general reading, take it as you want to. Oh, I feel like this reading is like I said, it's just so whacked for me. I don't know. I'm like pushing through trying to get it finished for you, and then I'm like, well, I don't understand what is happening, which I just think is a little bit of your energy right now too. So it's just, I'm having such a hard time being a clear channel right now. So I just, yeah, I want to keep saying that. I keep pausing, getting distracted easily, and feeling unmotivated, and all this weird shit that isn't normal for me. So anyways, the other thing I keep seeing too is stay optimistic. The fact that these 2 were in the same color, I feel like they're connected. Like I really feel like they're connected. Put them right underneath each other. Which is so fascinating. So once again, you just take this as this resonates. I just feel like this person over here feels super like there is some karmic stuff going on. It feels like past relationships. So you might be really drawn to them or really attracted to them. Definitely is because you've had past lives together. It's like your souls know each other very well. Very, very well. That's what I keep getting. The unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. That's what's so fascinating to me is, once again, I get that this is like, it's like a communication thing right now. And with the reconciliation thing coming over here, I just feel like right now, like, I think whatever end there was needed to happen because there was just too much triggering going on, too much inner child wounding coming up, and too much miscommunication. The miscommunications are insane here. Like, it's just like everywhere. But it feels like once again, it's all due to inner child stuff coming up within the both of you, I think. Not one of you, both of you. I have to be very clear about that. Feels equally triggering. The thing, though, that I keep seeing is like, what are these people doing? Like, I feel like there's people who were like telling one person some things about this relationship. You know what? I keep getting that one of you was cold or something. One of you was too cold to the other or something like that. But it's interesting because I keep thinking I'm seeing this as like gossipy counselors. Like, I'm thinking of like how the king had his like, you know, like his, what would you call that? His advisors. Yes, like you have a king and he had his advisors, and unfortunately you always see like how an advisor would be advising the king, but usually would be coming with like how this was going to benefit him. So like he's like, oh no, this is clearly the right decision. You should do this because it will bring this benefit. But what he's not showing is that he has a whole secret agenda about how that new decision that the king made was going to benefit his life. So I feel like that's the vibe I'm getting here. Like, I feel like I see there was like some group or third party information being fed to one about the connection, and I just keep getting cold, that the person you were with was very cold. But meanwhile, I see this person actually just being triggered by something else. I actually almost even think by like the gossip or the words of the other people. Anyways, so super interesting. My main point here is I do feel like there was meant to be this break in between you. Definitely so that the growth can happen. And I don't know to what degree. And I think you're even still deciding, and I feel like the fate isn't even completely decided yet about if this connection is going to happen again once each person has basically upgraded themselves, for lack of better words, to be in this energy, to express pure love. Because I feel like the block on both sides was in expressing love. The communication around how they felt about each other, I think, wasn't very good. Or communication around intention or appreciation wasn't very good. Definitely get appreciation with this card over here. But on either level, I feel like there'll be some reconciliation on how things ended. Yeah, I definitely think that will happen, but I think to start with it will have to be in the 5D realm. So I don't feel like it's going to be happening in the 3D realm. I can always be wrong, you know, it is a general card reading once again. But it is, yeah, it's so interesting. I do feel like there is just like a need for a decent amount of time in between this. Like, I'm like at least a year. For some people, I'm like 5 years, 10 years. There's like a good gap, but I feel like it's almost like you come back together when you are, in this energy. I keep saying that, when you're in this energy, when the communication is strong, when you each are good communicators and know your own truth and you know your own voice. The other thing I was just gonna say is, I feel like there's a lot of soul love So like this, especially because of the past life relationship, and especially with your starting cards where we were talking about understanding and seeing all perspectives, the ending of this relationship might have been really hard for you because I feel like you could see and recognize them for their higher 5D self, for lack of better words again. It's like your soul recognizes their soul on a soul level and without all like the inner child wounding and the trauma stuff. And it's almost like I think that's even what keeps this really hard for you to let go of, or really hard to grieve, is that yeah, your soul I think just was like, but I know them, they're like this. And it's like, oh yeah, but then they have this wounding in the 3D realm that they're experiencing and that they're struggling through with you. So communication, guys, is the main thing to take away from this. Is like, you've got something to communicate. And it is, if all those little blocks and those little frustrations aren't going to go away, I think, until you get through this communication block you have. With yourself, even. With yourself. I have to be very clear. I feel like it's like you're not seeing or admitting or voicing a truth that really needs to be voiced. But this energy is so lovely. I feel like this is coming your way. And this is gonna, just from working on this wounding, so not even if you have to, not even if you get back with this person, but in future relationships, you'll be able to obtain this. Having done this work, learned this karmic lesson. Yeah, I do feel like it is karmic, or soul contracted. I don't quite know if it's karmic, because I feel like you both just mirrored the exact same things to each other. And then however you perceived that is and responded is like what happens. Or I don't know if that made sense. Okay. Anyways, we are just going to pull some last bit of cards here. This reading is getting very long, so... Oh, wow. Very long. So, if you're still hanging in there, I appreciate it, and for hanging out in my very confused weirdness right now. We are just going to ask, what would your higher self say to them, to this person? This will be interesting because there is like a communication block, I think, on your side here. But I think in the relationship in general, but with yourself, I get that there's such a big communication block. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I just keep tuning into like there's such like this strong desire for this relationship or this person. So it's just absolutely fascinated, not knowing like the details of what exactly happened about how this necessarily ended. I guess I do feel like there was a need for it. Like I do feel like there was a need for it to break or end, so that you could come into this energy or this type of union. Okay, so anyways, I also feel like you might want to look up the spiritual meaning of a brown hummingbird, specifically brown. That might mean something to you. Okay, once again, anyways, what is your higher self, pile one? What would they say to this person if they could? So we have long distance, alone time, romance, closure, and if you want one more, celebrate. Okay, so that kind of makes sense to me. Long distance, I do feel like literally there is distance in this relationship. What I do find interesting though is the card says it transcends, love transcends time and space. So I do feel like there's even just once again that validation that like your souls know each other. And if you can't communicate with them, I think you do need closure through that 5D way of meditation or dream time. Maybe even like writing them a letter, and then I can see you like burning it or something with the intention of releasing that to them. Anyways, closure. Not all connections are meant to be except closure. Yep. So I do feel like this is just like, I think you knew you might have chosen it to end this relationship. I feel like you knew that there's definitely this, and knowing that there was like a cycle going on, and a miscommunication cycle that was going on, that you needed to break free from. So then I see alone time, spending some time alone. It will help you guide clarity on your relationship. So yeah, I really do feel like this is also key with the closure, just spending time to work on yourself, not be in relationship, to literally work through whatever came up so that you can be this person and experience this for yourself. It's not just like a one-way street, right? It's like for both people to experience it. Do it for both people. Do it for yourself. And don't just do it for someone else. Romance. This is interesting. So it says romance is on the horizon. This, I don't know. I still feel like there was like an attraction here. And celebrate. Today, celebrate the love you share with those who matter most. So I feel like, you know what? This has been hard for you. And like, don't forget to take those moments to, like, I feel like a lot of things are repeating. Like, celebrate how far you've come, the challenges you faced, and just even, it's like that play energy. Just be in play more. I don't know, that like sadness emotion is coming up again. I feel like it's really hard for this pile. Like every time I mention the ending of this relationship or mention and you think about the love that was there, like it hits you. So I think, yeah, I just feel like there's a lot still going on, and alone time and closure is just like a thing you're experiencing. Okay, you need to experience. What about this person's higher self? What would they say to you right now? We have nurture, passion, imperfections, divine timing, voids, and I kind of want a 6th one, hideaway. Okay, interesting. It's like you try not to get into biased places, but like also with the divine timing, I don't know, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to cry again still. Okay, I feel like this person as well is mirroring a lot of the emotions you were going through. I almost want to say almost identically, but I'm sure there's like different ways they're doing this, but like I just feel like they're emotionally going through the same thing. So their actions I think are different, but their emotions are the same. So right now they are taking time to nurture themselves. I feel like there still is a lot of passion and love for you. Like you both basically, look at this, romance, passion. To me, I feel like these are the same card. Nurture and alone time I think is the same card. Imperfections and the closure door I also feel like is the same card. Basically, if I just put them all back in, I think I would have pulled out the exact same cards for you both. So whether it is on a soul level or on a human level, I think you both knew that this needed to end, or you both had come to the conclusion of realizing that it was better for it to end. There were some things that needed to be worked on, but you both give me this vibe of like hoping it comes back around when you're healed, I should say, because both of you referred to alone time and healing. And the imperfections is like loving someone despite their imperfections, and that keeps standing out to me. Voids. Avoid rushing to fill voids with love. Seek inner fulfillment first. So yeah, same thing. It is like fully saying, like understanding that there was some wounding that happened or some things that were happening here, and to rush into a relationship or to stay in a relationship, I feel like is not going to be the way to ascend into this pure love card here, this higher loving card. It's cute. There's a brown hummingbird and then a green one. So that just seems interesting. Hideaway, I feel like, yeah, you know what? Definitely, I kind of was getting the vibe that this person wasn't talking to you. Definitely think this is confirming it. I think they're literally needing time. Make time to be with yourself is what I was going to say. Create your own special hideaway. But I feel like, yeah, they're just like feeling through their emotions, needing time and space away, which is even why I think like with the whole reconciliation card and all this coming through, that's why I feel like literally the both of you are aware that you do not want to repeat the cycles. I think you both realize there's a lot of soul love here, So what does that mean? I feel like you both see the potential of the relationship, and I think you both do quite love each other to some extent, but I feel like you both recognize that the way the relationship was, the dynamic it was in, cannot repeat itself. It was not going to go anywhere. It feels very circulatory. It didn't feel like it was in this energy. So I really just keep getting that you're both, if you are both going to ever come back to this connection, it will be in its healed form. Otherwise, I don't think either one of you will allow it, or it just won't work out. And I don't even feel like there will be like communication until like each has healed their side of this relationship, if that makes sense. You might want, well, definitely with your communication cards, I think you really do want to communicate with them, but they're not in a place where they can receive it or hear it. And I just feel like they just also need to feel through their emotions and their heartache and their heartbreak. So it sounds like you just have different processes of grieving things as well. And then the only thing I think about with this card is maybe one of you did hurt the other a little bit more in the separation. Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I can think of with this is like maybe whoever was more in the masculine energy might have hurt the one who was more in their feminine energy in this dynamic. Yeah, like actually when I see this, I almost feel like the person who was more in their feminine energy had a very open heart. And I feel like, this sounds so bad, but I feel like they felt stabbed in the back. Or taken by surprise would be another way to say that. But I was like, is that what they're trying to communicate with this like really super weird message they gave me? Yeah, I don't know. I just keep getting that. That's definitely coming from somebody's like wounded self, though, saying like I got stabbed in the back. I got stabbed in the back. That doesn't feel. That feels like very ego. But I feel like that wound hurt them. So I feel, I don't know for sure. I'm so sorry, Pile One, but I kind of feel like that was the other person, just because they're the one hiding, hiding and trying to heal. So I feel like, you take it as it resonates. Is there anything else we can do here? Just because this is continuing being a very long reading where I don't even know if anyone's watching it. So shall we pull one more card? One more confirmation about what would you, should we do what would your shadow say? I don't know. I don't always love that, but then I'm like, okay, what would Pile One, you, the inquirer, say to this person if you could right now? So we have you're mine, you hurt me, gaslighting you, obsessed, will you listen? And then for this person here, we have what would you say to, it's funny, you. Interesting. Some of you might actually be this person, which I might not have clued into until just right now. Because I was like, what would you say to them? I don't know. Yeah, you take that however resonates. So, what would this person say to this person? Just further confirmations. So, this isn't goodbye. Is it true? Your perfection, the future, and it's on. Okay, yep, so we just got some revalidation around what's going on here once again. So we had, for the person I've been referring to as you, so sorry if it's not you, we have you're mine, you hurt me, obsessed, will you listen, and the gaslighting you. I have been lying to and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy, you were right, I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. So this is interesting. So I would really take this if it resonates with the whole, like, you might have done something that hurt this person. And I think maybe you just had a hard time. It's so interesting. I feel like my face started being pulled back there. I feel like maybe you might have had a hard time seeing how your actions might have impacted this person. I think you might have lied. I mean, this card did say you admit to lying, which I almost wonder if this is even part of like that whole thing. Maybe this is why you feel like you need to reach out to this person, because you have so much you want to say. I wonder if now you're in a place where you feel like you can actually express what happened, or your actions, or apologize or something. I don't know. You didn't get an apology card, so maybe you don't want to apologize for anything. So obsessed, I think you're thinking a lot. Definitely got a lot of logical thinking back and forth. Will you listen? Definitely think this refers back to that whole communication block you were feeling with this person, where there's so much you want to tell them, but it says, but then they just won't really hear you out for the way you're intending. You hurt me, but then also still saying you do still feel attached to this person in some way, and like they're still your person. It says that you get so pissed off knowing other people can have you now. Is it toxic? I want the world to know you're mine. So I don't know. I feel like when I read that, I just kind of feel like it feels a little natural to just be like, this person you think was yours for a long time. And I think you did see them that way. And then, yeah, something happened and that changed a little bit. But there's still parts of you that are like, they still feel like they're your person. So, I mean, the fact that this card still is, I mean, you're still pointing your wand at them. So I don't know, wand, arrow. Why did I say wand? I don't know what's going on here. Anyways, you're still pointing your arrow at them. So I feel like there is just still parts of you that is still focused on them. But then if you look over here at this person, it says, this isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but it's what's best for me and us right now. This isn't goodbye. We will be together again soon. This is basically exactly what I've been saying this whole time, is that you just feel like both sides knowing, and this person knowing, that there needed to be a break. You can't come back. This relationship couldn't continue as it was. It's so funny. Like, I feel like I want to say, like, this relationship needed to die. It needed to die so that it could be reborn into something different. So it could literally transform itself into whatever it's going to decide to be. So here it says, is it true? I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. So interesting. It is interesting because I got here that I feel like you recognize you need some alone time. Maybe you just meant alone time from them, because yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting. I do wonder if you do have a couple of love interests going on this side or not. Might just be one. I don't know. You know what? You know what's going on. I don't. But I feel like this person might have catched word or known that there was maybe someone else you were interested in. And then here we have, it's on you. I mean, obviously they don't like that, I was going to say, but I mean, I think like you say over here, like this person still feels like you're each other's people. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. Basically just saying they recognize there's a second person, but they know they're your person, so they're not worried. Okay, you're perfection. Your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how I attracted in someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. And the future, I daydream about our future together, going on adventures and growing old together. I want it all. So definitely some interest in coming back in this new energy. But like I was saying, you know, you take what resonates. You always have free will, and I do feel like I have to express that this will only happen if you both do your work. And you both have slightly different things, but they are slightly mirrored. So I feel like there is a block around receiving love on both parties' parts. Definitely both parties in some way I feel like didn't feel good enough, and I think that might even been like a bit of like a self-destructing prophecy going on, and there was some serious communication blocks. So either both parties or one side of the party, I'm not sure who, might not have been really communicating clearly about how they were feeling, and I feel like that was a big block that came through for this dynamic. Yeah, okay. It's weird. I feel like I like want to be done with this pile, but I don't even know how to end it. I don't know how to end it. So weird. Maybe this is also partially the energy here. I don't know, but I do hope you're doing the best. My desire for ending this reading is more so because I'm like not sure if I communicated anything that was empowering or helpful, or if I've just fed you a shadow version of what you're hoping. I guess that's what confuses me is I'm like, I hope I gave you some high vibrational insights, but I'm not sure. So I'll just have to leave this here, and I'm gonna actually end this reading right now because there's a lot of confusion. I think the confusion is kind of on your energy part. Like I said, though, that's totally normal. There's a lot going on. So anyways, I'm actually gonna pause and end this video. I wish you the best. Find a good mentor who is grounded and centered, can kind of help you, guide you through this time, and maybe you can get someone to support you. Probably not a love interest. Get someone else to support you through this grieving process, because like I said, we don't want no trauma bonding with somebody else. We do want you to grieve and release this so that you can stop feeling so blocked in your day-to-day right now. Okay, all right, I'm actually ending this now. Good luck. Totally. Hello, Pile 2. So, Pile 1 ended up taking me quite some time. I'm not actually sure how long it was. Maybe it was like an hour and a half. I'm not sure. So, I did take a little break, and I'm coming back for your pile now. I don't think it'll be as long, but at this point, who knows, right? Okay, so you had chosen the Fairy Oracle deck. Sorry, I almost said guidebook. I don't know why. Weird. But yeah, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is what's going on for you right now. I'm looking more so for what's going on in your health and your day-to-day life. And then after we check in with this, we're going to see if there's any guidance or advice that's coming through in these cards. And then we'll move on to what is your situation in your romantic life. So we'll just check in and see what's going on there. Get some guidance for you. I might pull some cards if you're dating someone. We'll see. I might pull some cards for what they're thinking of you, their intentions towards you. We'll just wing it and see what comes through. So yeah, and if you're single, then we'll just pull more cards about what you need to focus on for yourself right now. Okay, so that being said, what is going on for pile 2 right now in their life, their daily life, and their health? Oh, their highest good in love and light. Okay. Of course, my cat is now getting the zoomies. Probably heard him at the start meowing there. Now he's attacking his brother, so there might be some cats fighting in the background. Yeah. I don't know if they love it, they hate it. They've played like this since they were kittens, so it kind of seems like they like it, and it kind of seems like they're just being little shysters to each other, as siblings can be. Okay, anyways. Whoa, I really like these 2 cards here. Dream on, Bad Company. I don't know why, like, the colors are standing out. A lot of crown jack. Actually, oh boy, this might be too distracting to have them going on in the background here. Let me just zoom in a little. Whoa, weird. My table looks straight to me. Oh, that's so weird. That is so weird. It's like things look straight on my end, but I almost have to make them unstraight so that they're straight for you. Weird. Okay, I think that's a little better. Yeah, these cards are super pretty, so I just want to make sure you can see them the best that you can. There isn't any numbers on them, if someone's wondering that. There's no numbers on these cards. It's just words. So we have Mind Your Own, Queen, Dream On, Treat Yourself, Time to Tinker, Generous Spirit, Bad Company, and Gold at the End of the Rainbow. Okay, so the first thing that just jumps out with me there, pile twos, is this mind your own. This to me, and then the bad company, I don't know, these two feel kind of connected. Actually, they all feel super connected. I feel like there's a bit of a glow up going on. You might use that word when I see this queen energy. I really do feel like maybe you're getting your hair done, your nails done, some spa treatments, some massages. Maybe you're cutting your hair so it looks different. Maybe you're getting like a tattoo you've always wanted. I don't know, I keep actually thinking more so spa day vibes. Literally glowing, getting a facial. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the face is very prominent, so maybe you love facials. I'm not sure. Definitely keep getting spa day, treating yourself. And I want to say that with like a fun accent for some reason, like treat yourself. I don't know, it's super weird. Sometimes the vibe is strange, but maybe that's like what you say, that you're going to treat yourself and you use a funny voice or something like that. Anyways. Okay, sorry, my battery started doing this thing where I was starting to not trust it to just randomly die. And then I lose my recording. So I just decided, instead of being paranoid about that happening and paying attention again and again to how the battery was doing, I would just change it. Make my life easier. Which sometimes I wonder is a little message for you. Maybe you know you should be doing something, it's stressing you out, you keep thinking about it, and it's like, just do it. Just have that foresight to do it so you don't have to keep worrying about it. Might be something you need to hear. Anyways, so I was saying, it says mind your own. This to me is really all about paying attention to what you need. If your focus has been on chaos happening in other people's lives and your friends' lives, I actually think it's friends for you for this pile, maybe also family members, but I feel like you've just been a little worrywart for other people. Meanwhile, I think you've forgotten about some stuff that you need in time and care. What did they say? TLC, tender love and care for yourself. And during this time, also I'm getting pedicures now. Or even like, I don't know if you like this. Maybe you like getting your legs like waxed or something. I don't know. There's something there. Something with the legs. And I keep getting smoothness. So I don't know. I doesn't sound that relaxing, but maybe you enjoy that. I don't know. You take it or leave it, okay, pile two? We all have our own thing. Maybe it's because it saves you so much time. That could be a thing, is that you get tired of doing it, and if you go somewhere and they do it, you're like, it takes them way less time, and you just like the way it feels. It keeps talking about smooth, so yeah, cool. So yeah, Queen, still getting more that energy of like just spending time nurturing you, being in this energy of self-care. I keep wanting to say like self-mastery, self-honoring. You know what? I almost even get like not getting distracted by I don't want to say chaos around you, by things that don't deserve your time and energy. It's like a different energy than just chaos. It's like just knowing that it's not worth your time. Like I feel like she's turning her head away from like getting involved in like tedious little arguments and dramas, and just paying attention to what serves her. I want to be clear, it doesn't feel like you're ignoring things. It actually feels like instead of like getting sucked into something, you're just like, you know what, I'm good. I'm not going to keep repeating that pattern. I'm going to just move past that. And even with like the little butterflies, like transforming what she's seeing, and what she's paying attention to. So really neat. More like hair care and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you love getting your hair done. Maybe you just love self-treating, stuff like that. Just getting lots of confirmations that that might be a thing you should be doing right now, or I think there are even validations that those are things that you should be doing right now, and I think you're doing them. So good on you, pile two. Dream on. So fascinating. I might come back to that one. Treat yourself. I mean, literally, this whole reading seems to be about, it's like, it's so interesting. I'm getting just pretty much pure guidance for you. I'm not really getting a lot of the situation, but just lots of guidance. Treat yourself. I love that this person is just eating a corn that's the same size as them. Um, there we go. I don't know. It's a super cute card. Super cute. I don't know. I'm also like, when I tune into this card, I'm getting like, it's the season to treat yourself. And I keep getting like a fun little like twangy accent. So I don't know, maybe you all are from like the States. So like your accent would be so different from my accent. Maybe more from one of the southern states or something like that. I don't know. It's like a fun accent though. It's like kind of warm and fun and lighthearted. It makes you feel really easygoing for this pile. So anyways, that's just super specific. You don't need to be from the States or anything like that, but there's just like a fun accent that keeps coming up every time I get a message. Yeah, oh sorry. Now my cat is like jumping, trying to open a doorknob to get outside. Don't worry though. They've never successfully been able to turn around a doorknob yet. The straight down levers, it has happened, but not the circle ones, so they eventually give up. Okay. Treat yourself. I love that. Okay. Time to tinker. Yeah, I feel like all these cards are just playing on each other again and again. And the other thing, I want to talk further about seasons for this pile. Like, I feel like they're saying that you go through different seasons, you go through different times in your life. And right now, it's just like, I think a little bit of time. You might be a little more introverted than normal, and I think that's okay. Like, maybe you've been hard on yourself, like, I should go out, I should make more effort, I should see more people, but I actually think that's just, like, what's honoring of you, like, taking a little more introverted time to treat yourself, to pay attention to yourself. Maybe you're doing more meditations at home, maybe you're going to more, I don't know, I want to say, like, I don't know if you go to card readers, Reiki practitioners, or you go to sound baths, or you get acupuncture. No, I feel like it's more a group activity, like not necessarily a group, but like connecting more spiritually. I keep getting that. I think you're just in a phase right now of self-discovery, self-exploration, and self-honoring. That's a lot of self stuff, but it all feels for the best. Like, time to tinker. I keep getting that too for that one of just focusing on you. And I keep getting the words glow up, your glow up. And all these people have like hands on their faces, which I kind of love. Because I feel like it's like really cute energy of being like, oh my, I didn't know that was possible. Or oh my, like, I feel like you're just, I don't know, people are giving lots of compliments right now. You might feel like people are pumping your tires. I don't think you'd use that expression though. What would you use? Giving you all the feels or something. I don't know. That's not quite right either. I don't know. It's an expression I don't use clearly. But I feel like there's something going on there. But where people basically are just flattering you and you're just like, I don't know, feeling yourself. And that's good because it's kind of, I think you're a little timid about it, but then you're also like, oh, this is so nice. Like, people are being so nice. So it's kind of like a cutesy energy. Generous spirit. This is so interesting. I still just get more self-care from this. I'm just tuning in to ask what else is going on. And like, I feel like the author of this deck had different intentions for this card. And I'm not quite picking up on them. So sometimes, maybe I'll look at this one in the guidebook, because sometimes when I don't get much off of a card, it is a sign that whatever the author of the card intended for you is exactly what you're needing to hear. So I'll almost get a little bit blocked so that I will just read it from the guidebook for me. Okay, sorry. This is one of the ones where if they don't have numbers, if you all ever make oracle cards, please put numbers on them, number on the cards, because then you can just flip through so easy and find it in the deck. Otherwise, you got to go to the index, you got to find the thing, then you go back through all the cards, and of course, everyone tries to flip through and find them. Like, that's just what everyone's going to do, but yeah, it doesn't always work out, so it's nice to have the numbers. So anyways, I don't know, maybe you're thinking about getting to a creative venture, making your own oracle cards, or doing the art for someone's oracle cards, and maybe you can be like, or sorry, tarot cards too, it could be tarot cards. You could suggest putting numbers on them and being like, you know, people really appreciate it for looking in the guidebook. way nicer. So anyways, so what we have here is when this card is drawn, so this is the generous spirit, this woman who is combing her luscious hair, and she has, oh, sorry, has flowers in her hair. Sorry, I forgot I'm way more zoomed in than normal. I keep showing the cards way past the frame. Okay, so it says, when you draw this card, consider ways in which you can exercise generosity. You may not have gold to give, but there is probably some good you can offer someone else, even if it isn't tangible. Your time and support, for instance, are invaluable. If you want, bless a comb or hair accessory with the Exana spirit to channel the fairy's sweet disposition. So the background of this fairy, it says, is she's the fairy of Asturian mythology, known for her breathtaking beauty and her association with water in grottos, rivers, lakes, or anywhere where there is fresh water. This person guards her treasure and combs her long hair with a gold or silver comb said to be made out of the light from the sun or moon. This water fairy is kind to humans and has been known to give them gifts, sometimes in gold. You know what? That didn't actually tell me much about it. Maybe that means something to you, but the thing that really stood out to me is that your time is invaluable, which I really feel like is a big thing here. And when it comes out right next to this bad company thing, this card, it's not a thing, it's a card. I just so feel like, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of making an assumption. I didn't really check in fully. Sometimes I just get talking. Okay, no, we can confirm. I feel like you've come to your awareness that there's some people who, it's funny, I want to say are burning up your time, are just taking up your time. Like, maybe you're supposed to go see them or help them out or do something for them that's supposed to take like 5 minutes, maybe an hour, and then all of a sudden 5 hours are gone by and you're like, they're just wasting my time, they're burning up my time, they're taking my time, and your time is very valuable. The thing that I keep getting with this card, though, is I think you already do know this, and I keep getting, like, Kundalini vibes. I don't know if you're into that, into the Kundalini energy, but I feel like you're burning this kind of people out of your life, and I don't mean literally burning them, but I just think of, like, you're burning out whatever programs you have within yourself that allows this to happen. Like, I don't know, I see Kundalini energy rising. That's basically what I'm trying to say, pile 2. Is that you're shifting out of this, and this woman looks fierce. It's interesting, there's a lot of females in these cards. I think the author is actually male. Eugene, yeah, made by Eugene. I was just checking, I think, I'm pretty sure it's a male, but there is a lot of females still in this deck, which is totally fine. I just kind of a little thrown off by that there'd be more male energy, but maybe it's because your energy is all about, like, being in your divine feminine. Oh, actually, I think that could be a little bit of it. You're really honoring yourself, you're honoring your emotions, honoring what your body needs, you're really being the feminine, you're following intuition, all these great things. And then it's interesting where I feel like you need to be more in your masculine is setting boundaries with these sort of time wasters, is what the word keeps coming through as. Time gaspers. Oh, I don't know are some of you French too? I don't know. This is such a random thing coming through. I wanted to say the French word for wasting time. So I don't know. Some of you might speak French. Might be French from Quebec, or maybe from France, or a place in Africa where they speak French, or I don't know, do they speak French in Algeria? They might, I don't know. But anyways, you might be from one of those places as well. Apparently location matters to this pile. I don't know why. Anyways, moving on. Definitely feel like that's where you need to be more in your masculine to set boundaries with these time wasters. I'm trying to see what else is coming through, but I do have it, like, you're very aware of this, so I don't even feel like I need to go into too much detail here because you have it on your radar. That is not something you want to do. Over here in Mind Your Own, Queen energy, you're starting to not allow this. There might just be some people still lingering that you aren't quite sure how to set boundaries with. So that might look like You know what? I feel like an older co-worker. I get like older people vibes. Like maybe it's like a widowed person, or maybe it's like someone who is divorced, someone whose kids are no longer home. Like I feel like there's like an empathy that you have for some of these people, which is how you kept getting sucked in. But you're kind of trying to see that they don't really honor your time, and it's not mutual. It's not a mutual friendship or relationship. So I feel like this is where you're coming in with this, I want to say bad boss energy. We'll say that bad boss energy to set boundaries with them. And I feel like you're being told this. So like when I see dream on, I keep seeing it as dream time. And like channeling messages and awareness. So you might be dreaming about this person a lot, maybe kind of stressful dreams. And I think it's to give you clarity on what's actually going on and how like icky you can feel after seeing them. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of guidance coming through on your own intuition in your own free time around this. And I mean, this is a fairy deck, so I do feel like literally you should probably be spending more time outside. I think I have to say that. Or you like spending time outside. They're all different nature scenes, which makes sense for a fairy deck, but I just feel like this just goes to show that you just connect where there's greenery, shrubbery, rivers, wildflowers growing. That just makes you feel a little more balanced. So, just gonna say that. I feel like I gotta mention it. Near trees, vegetation. I feel like vegetation's big because I feel like there's lots of like little fairy spirits that live in vegetation, and that's what you resonate a lot with right now. And I keep getting that you get a lot of guidance from them, and they're very playful and lighthearted, which I think also resonates with you and what you're trying to bring more in. Okay, so we have gold at the end of the rainbow. So I love this. There's just so many confirmations that you're changing directions. Some people might say ascending out of this pattern, moving through this pattern. I always try to be careful with that because some people really like that language, and then I myself personally don't love that language because it makes me sometimes feel like we're trying to say we're like above others, and that's just gross to me. But I don't know, maybe you don't associate with that, but I feel like I have to explain that to somebody. Like it's just the best lingo I can think of that people understand and use, is that you're just moving through this pattern and into you know what I'm going to say, like clear sights about the things going on around you. So like when I say gold at the end of the rainbow, I'm seeing like someone who's like this, setting boundaries with this is all going to be worth it. You're not going to keep finding yourself in these situations. It's going to bring more ease, more love, more joy. And whenever you see rainbows, it's, in my opinion, it's all about clearing, healing, and miracles, like moving through stuff. So in this situation, it feels like healing old patterns and cycles. And who knows, maybe there's some miracles and transformation coming your way too. I mean, this all is very transformative. Okay, so that all being said, I'm just trying to see if I should go any deeper with this sort of what's going on in your health daily life check-in. I don't know if I should go for more details. I don't know. I think you've kind of left the rest in the past. I think you've left the rest in the past, and you're moving into this, you're moving through this, you're kind of in this already. So maybe we don't need to focus on what was happening before all this because, well, that might just be a waste of our time. Let's move into what's going on. Okay, sorry about that. My one cat, Steve, just decided he was playing with his brother and then just went after my sleeping female cat who doesn't like him, does not like that brother. So I briefly was just interrupted there. And then it kind of made me think, like, it was 100% his fault. She did nothing wrong. She's literally sleeping. And he just started going after her. And I kind of feel like maybe that's like some energies you've encountered where it's like you literally aren't doing anything wrong, and maybe you've wondered what am I doing to attract this in, and it's just like wrong time, wrong place. You know, I don't know, something there where people just find you. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the love portion. So we are just gonna do what is your situation, pile 2, in love and light and for highest good. in your romantic relationships right now, or in your romantic relationship right now. What is going on? Give me some ideas what you're going through. Okay. So we have let go of control issues, new love, worth waiting for, very soon. Oh my gosh. Pile twos. This is like explaining a story, literally, as I put them down. Past life relationship, retreats. Okay, and I don't like, actually, I need 2 more. Don't like the gap. Could move that one, but I'm like, no, we just need 2 more. Okay, need 2 more cards for pile 2. Oh my gosh, good love and light. What's going on there? Relationship. Okay, thank you. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Similar to pile 1 only in this one message. I'm not picking up anything else. Actually, if anything, I wonder if you're drawn to pile 1, it might be because that might be what I was explaining about an ex of yours. Like, take the whole reading under the context of it being about your ex. Only if you feel drawn to that. I don't otherwise feel like your energy is anything like pile 1. It could be wrong there, but like that pile was, yeah, that pile was that pile. It was unique. But anyways, you got a totally different vibe, but you have a communication block coming up as well. And I'm just gonna tune in if it's like communication block in your romantic relationship. Hang on, I gotta tune in. I gotta take a second. Give me a moment. Okay, so I feel clear-minded about this. So pile 2s, let go of control issues. This is very interesting because I feel like this is giving you some advice. Or this card is coming up with some advice around, how would I put it? Whenever it says control issues, sometimes I feel like we can get that and be like, what are they talking about? But I feel like it's just like, sorry, let me like find the best words to communicate this here. I feel like it's kind of mashed up with the emotions of like wanting something really badly, but then also being so focused on it that you're like thinking through all the ways it could possibly come in or happen. So I'm referring to like a new relationship. So I should also just disclaim this. Sorry, just kind of talking super out of order. I don't know what's going on there. If what I'm getting here is that you are all single. You're all single and you have recently come out of a relationship, and I think it was a little what is the word they're saying? Tumultuous. I can't say it right now. Tumultuous? I don't know. You know the word I'm saying, hopefully. Basically, there was like, I keep getting this very stormy. Interesting word choice being given, but yeah, like it was very like, I feel like hot and cold. Just super frustrating, I think, overall. Super frustrating connection. I do feel like there was a lot of attraction between you, partially because it's so interesting. Like when you might be interested in pile 1 with them being, like, seriously, do not take any of that as your own personal messages. Take that only as your other person's messages. This past life, this ex relationship, because this card comes through and it has like a similar vibe coming through where I feel like, sorry, I gotta take a breath because it's just like heavy. It's a lot. A lot of emotion, a lot of frustrations, a lot of stress kind of came through, confusion. But if your souls recognized each other from this past life, and in this past life you're both more spiritually evolved. Super super strong. Like I feel like it was like a very loving relationship, supportive relationship. I even feel like it was very emotionally mature relationship. And I think what happened in this ex relationship of yours is that your soul could recognize this person, their soul, on a soul level, but the problem is their soul in this lifetime, their human wasn't developed to the same level that they were in this past life with you. So I think it's like your soul could see this past life. It's like I actually get this so strongly for you all. Like you literally saw their soul for who they were as like their higher self. You basically were seeing their highest self. There we go. This past life relationship with them, other past life relationships with them that were much higher vibrational, much more flowy, much more loving. And I think this is what's really throwing this pile for a loop here, is because you felt that, saw that in them, but then their human them in this lifetime did not meet up, could not, like, were not the person you had seen or known them to be in these other past lives. Definitely get some communication blocks between you. Like, I just feel like there was like avoidant attachment styles coming through. Anxious avoidance is what I'm getting. Anxious avoidant attachment, not dealing with shadows, not dealing with inner child wounding, just kind of like just like a shit show going on there. And I think like that was probably so hard for you because I keep getting that you saw them as this. And the thing that I keep noticing, I think you were the one trying to communicate and they were the avoidant one, or the anxious avoidant attachment style or something like that, because the stay optimistic is also tied with this card again, which is funny because it was like in the pile one where the two cards were tied to each other, because, and it comes back to like, don't think because you thought or you were following your intuition that it led you so astray or something like that, that it will happen again. Like, I get to stay optimistic. You just honestly feel like are just so intuitive, and you like how do I say this nice, like not nicely, how do I say this without making you feel like I'm pumping your tires? Like, I think you on a soul level recognize their soul. Like, you really could see all of them. But you need to almost learn how to see just their human in this lifetime. Does that make sense? Like, I think you're very intuitive, you're very spiritual, you're very gifted, all those kind of words being used, because you could see them like on a, I want to say like a multi-dimensional level, and you didn't see them just on the 3D. And if you only saw them on the 3D, you never would have been in a relationship with them, because all your little warning bells would have been like, no, I deserve better. So stay optimistic about a better love relationship or romance coming in for you, because I think this is even part of the lesson for this pile, is learning to see people for what they're doing, their actions. There we go. I feel like that it's like not that their potential, but for their actual actions. And I think I'm getting like a little thing about like knowing people, like, are they being accountable, vulnerable, and honest, or are they just being one of those two things? And you know, like, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like you learned a lot. I feel like you learned so much from this past relationship of yours. And all the cards here are really just pointing towards knowing that, like, I almost want to remove this. This just feels like that's over. That's in the past. Like, let's put that over there. So the let go of control issues is just, I feel like it's like those little lingering, like feeling a little defensive, trying to protect yourself, trying to be cautious, all very reasonable human things for like, I think what you went through. And what it's just saying is like, don't close yourself off completely to love in the future, because what I see here is like, this is awesome. Like, new love coming in. I also like how like there's a lot of communication stuff coming through, but it's funny how when it's not correlated with this past life relationship, I feel like it feels healthy. Like, this is a nice color of blue. That's what I keep getting. Like, this is a healthy communication. This was unhealthy. I feel like it was you over communicating, trying to push through barriers that you just couldn't get through with this person, and almost creating a communication block. I don't think you actually have one. If that's like another thing where they might have said to you, this ex, that you're really bad at communicating, it's very unclear, or you're too something else, I think that was a them thing. I think that was a them thing, because if you're like outside of them, your communication is quite great. Like I want to say it feels healthy, feels good, feels like you clarify things. It feels like you've already worked on some blocks there. That might be why you even took on that, is if this ex told you you were a bad communicator, and you felt like you've been a bad communicator in other parts of your life, you might have been like, oh shoot, I still need to work on this, but I feel like you did already work on it. You did do better. You just kind of, it feels like this past life relationship, or sorry, this ex just wasn't great. Just wasn't great, didn't take accountability, and was super avoidant. I kind of see them like turning the tables on you to be like, this isn't a me issue, this is a you issue, but actually it was kind of a them issue. So anyways, new love coming in. I feel like communication's great. I like that this has the knight in it, because sometimes I see the knight in shining armor as kind of like a funky energy, but in this case I actually feel like it's saying like literally your aligned, perfect for you person is gonna come in. I feel so sure about that. Like romantic, appreciative, values you. Like I'm just getting all that kind of like those vibes from this card. So I'm like so excited for you, pile 2. I feel so excited. They basically saying it's worth waiting for. When I see this card coming through, it is a little like things saying like you do need to heal from this past thing. Like this, you can't bring this new love in. I mean, this person is going to be like everything you've ever asked for. So you just like, if you come in with like trust issues and not wanting to trust them, and not being open, then it won't really work out. So it's saying like it's worth waiting for. This is going to come in. Trust that it will come in, and it will be everything you've wanted. And I mean, stay optimistic. It is going to come. It's so destined for you. You can't miss this. So you just need time to heal, spend time outside. There's another little indicator there. Healing time outside, being in nature, grounding yourself, feeling connected, supported, seeing the higher perspective of the whole situation, knowing the lessons that were there for you to learn. I think the lessons for you in this past life relationship, sorry, I keep saying past life. Crazy. In this past partner you had, this ex, was to trust yourself. I think there was probably some other things, but I feel like it's to trust yourself and know your value, and know who's wasting your time. That's a big theme that's come up even in that last one, like knowing what's worth your time. So I think there's like some healing there. There's some lesson building and really feeling that's going to come through around that. And then I just get very soon, I feel like you're going to meet this person. And the retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world. I think this is just further confirmation that what you're doing right now is leading you to them. Taking care of yourself, paying attention to you, staying optimistic, staying open-minded, healing and feeling through all those emotions and those lessons, and knowing that it's okay for them to be a bit messy. I think this is even why you're in that introspective phase where you might be a little more introverted than you normally are. It's just giving you time to heal and feel through your emotions as you need. I mean, if you need to break from that and go see your friends, go do that. But I feel like you're just kind of in this digestion period, in this pampering yourself and feeling good about yourself period. So then we also have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I just love the energy of this card, where I feel like to me this is just like coming into an epic romance. Like this person who is, they don't see anyone else other than you. They're not interested in anyone else other than you. And like you are their priority. I feel like that's like the kind of relationship you're gonna get into. So if you had any of those woundings or any of those things came up in this past relationship, I wouldn't worry about it. This person just sees you, just loves you, just wants to support you. Like it feels like they're in their own little world. I love that. I love that for you. I love the energy of these cards because it's so sweet and nurturing and gentle. I think that's really it. Like the energies between this is very gentle and caring. Opposite of this one, which is kind of like lusty, because it's like you can never really get what you wanted from them in this past relationship. It's like hot and cold and messy. Roller coaster ride. Okay, so that being said, you know what? I actually want to pull this one here. So what does pile 2 need to focus on right now in their romantic life? These are pleasure oracle cards or something like that. Is that what they're called? I can't see the box name, but pile 2. So funny. So it says erotic abundance. It says the pleasure that is your birthright is not an old tap, forever at risk of running dry. It's an endless spring, oasis for... I can't say all these words for some reason. It's an endless spring, oasis that forever flows. Come to its fountain and drink until you're quenched. Travel as you might. Your emotional and erotic abundance is not going anywhere. Make sure you count your blessings daily. And then it says, suffering stems from our separation, from illusions of separation, from source, from stuff, and from each other. Pain is inevitable in life, but the fact remains we have everything we need. Abundance is often conceptualized in relation to money, but look to nature's cornucopia. The best, most essential things are always free. Abundance is knowing it with every cell of your body and living that truth. I love that. Okay. I still feel like this pile is like, tell me. What would someone say to me? Okay, well, are you wanting me to do them for this? No, we're done with that past one. You're right. Blah. It's gone. Let's pull cards about this future romance coming through, because I feel so sincere and so loving. I don't think you even know them. I'm gonna be honest here. Pile 2. I don't think you know them. This feels like something you never had before, something you never experienced before, so you're not gonna even meet them until you're aligned with it, which is apparently very soon. After this, I think actually it's after you've like healed through this, kind of come into yourself again, started to feel really good, really assured of who you are and what you want, and have good boundaries with what is worth your time. I think you're just gonna kind of, like I said, it feels inevitable that you're gonna run into them. So you can't do anything wrong here. It's gonna happen either way. This is your future. Okay. Anyways, what would this future romantic partner say to pile 2? I'm like, did I word that right? I think I did. Oh, their eyes can moonlight. Okay. Oh, interesting. Twin flame, you're mine. Okay, you know what? This is what my fear was. Is this past person might be coming through here. I told you we are done with you, this past relationship. Like, once I'm the card reader, I've like basically alienated this person's energy out of the frame, being like, no, stay away from my pile 2s. I don't want your energy here. They deserve so much better. I wonder if you have friends that are like that with this person, this ex of yours. I hate to say it, but I think this is 100% the messages from your ex. So sorry, I don't know if you wanted them or not. Apparently, they're very pushy about making sure their voice is heard. So we have, this isn't goodbye. I don't want to walk away, but I understand we need space right now. So very interesting. Unclear. I don't know how I feel about the connection anymore. That seems clear. Honestly, the more I look at this stuff, the more I'm like, I'm pretty sure your person that you were dating, your ex, was pile 1. Once again, I'm going to be very clear. Not at all your energy, completely their energy. It was a wild ride, doing that pile. Seemed very unclear. I'm not even sure if I communicated that clearly enough in the pile, but when you just get such strong feelings as a reader, it's so hard sometimes to describe them. So anyways, we have you're mine. I get so pissed knowing other people can have you now. Is this toxic? Probably. Probably. Twin flame, yeah, I totally get that. For this past or this ex, like it does feel super karmic, super twin flame like, where it's just very tumultuous. There's like, I don't know, maybe there's some twin flame unions that are actually loving and smooth and easygoing, but in my experience, twin flames are kind of like those relationships I don't think you actually really love the experience of, because they feel almost toxic and karmic. So I mean, I don't know for sure, I'm not saying all are, but I feel like that seems to be the majority of the ones that I've seen. So just once again, that heaviness, releasing it, breathing it out. You hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much. I need more time to heal. Yeah. So I wonder if you pile twos. I don't know. I'm so confused about this, because I actually feel like you're like kind of like, no more of this relationship. But then these cards here almost say that maybe sometimes your heart still pulls you a little towards them. And it seems like they're still like super confused. They're a little hurt by this. I think maybe you blocked them, or ended the relationship. I don't know. Ended the relationship, or you blocked contact with them, which they didn't really like, and you don't think they were really expecting. But then they also, like, their higher self is acknowledging that, like, they did need to break this relationship, or that past relationship wasn't really working in anyone's highest good. Confirmation, I feel like, that your soul activated them to live their true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in no ways and anyone else could. Thank you for finding me again this time. So it is kind of like a cute card, being like, okay, I recognize that this was very hard on the both of us, but we did learn lessons from each other, and that was like a good thing. So anyways, definitely still they feel a little controlling. So I don't know. That's them. Shall we? I wonder. I just feel like I'm gonna keep getting cards from them. I even wonder if that is why. Like, I'm doing your reading, I'm talking about this love feels separate from them. I have to be clear about that. I don't feel like this is at all connected to them. It feels like a totally different person, and I almost feel like that's maybe like why they're coming through. They're like, no, no, I'm still here. But really, I think I feel like everyone in the situation would benefit from this ending. I don't know, but once again, just my opinion, I guess. Just reading the energies. Okay, so what would your person, your future person, higher self, say to you right now? Okay, run away. Okay, tears. You're mysterious, attached to my ex. Okay, interesting. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm still getting thrown for a little bit of loop here. Runaway is actually about traveling with them, by the way. It sounds really bad and it's kind of terrifying when you just read Runaway, but it talks about traveling with them, and being able to just like be spontaneous. Tears, when I think about you, I cry. You're mysterious. I'm sorry, attached to my ex. You know what? I'm kind of getting the impression that actually your person right now is currently being broken up with, or in the ends of a relationship, which is also very interesting. Yeah, when I see attached to their ex, I feel like, so I just think it just goes to show, like, everything happens in such divine timing, and like you have time, you need your time to heal, but also this person, this future person coming in, is also grieving their ex. And I wonder if you're going to meet them traveling, or they might be traveling in your area when they meet you. Something of the sort. Or you both might be traveling to places neither of you live, and you meet there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, cool. I kind of think this is where I'm going to leave this pile. Hopefully that brought you some clarity of some sort, some confirmations. And I wish you the best luck with this. I feel like there's such beautiful love coming your way. Pile twos. I just keep looking at these cards and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. You deserve it. You're great. You're amazing. You don't have a big communication block. I think this was like a situationship issue, not a you issue. So don't be too hard on yourself about that if you've been too hard on yourself about that. Okay. Anyways, have a good evening, night, or day, whatever it is for you, and maybe I'll catch you around. Hello, pile 3. So you chose the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards. The piles are all been a little bit longer than I thought, so this is actually the next day here. So if you've noticed, the setup is a little bit different. It is. You're right. But that being said, we're going to continue with the same intention for this reading. So we are first looking at what's going on for you right now, and this is more in your daily life, your health, maybe more your career. That's what we're focusing on for this. So here we go. In your highest good and love and light, pile 3, what is going on in your life? What guidance is there? Okay, I actually want that one. I don't know if I want these. I'll put them to the side. Okay. So we have exercise is key, divine intervention, call upon Archangel Raphael for help, expect a miracle, alternative medicine, second opinion, ask your body for a message, and then over here, a little side message is diet is important here, and yes. So, fascinating. Why am I saying that? Some of you are saying. So already when I have the Raphael deck, he's all about healing and health. So I guess you could say I was a little curious if this would have something to do with a more health specific, physical health specific reading. Oh, sorry, let me zoom you out a little bit. Card's a bit better. Second opinion. You know what's crazy is I've never seen this card come out in this deck. Second opinion. Wow, it's actually a really beautiful card, and I'm like the most drawn to this, funny enough. Wow. Okay, like what I'm getting from this, and I mean, take this as it resonates, pile 3, but I wonder if you are not feeling heard. Like there's so much here, like these are all in like a throat chakra block kind of energy. And I think it's because you are not being heard by your doctor or physician. And you know what? It's so interesting. I don't even know if this is actually about your health or if this is something going on for a loved one. Could be a child. For some of you, I'm actually getting really strong energy that this might be a spouse or something like that. Either way, a loved one. I don't know why I got really drawn into this expect a miracle card, and usually I'm paying attention to this scene, but I actually am looking over here at the doctor who isn't letting the parents or the loved ones communicate or see this person for some reason. I don't know. It feels so. Anyways, what I'm getting from this is I wonder if this isn't even your own health. I wonder if you have someone who you know who's in a coma. That's very specific. Okay, so you just take that if it resonates. You know, like if you don't know someone in a coma, then this is probably not the message for you specifically. It's just sometimes it comes up because there's someone here who really needs that support and acknowledgement. So definitely getting the impression that there is definitely some sick, either way, yeah, I feel like for sure if you've chosen this pile, like there is a sick family member or loved one in your life. Even like call upon angel for help. I don't know, I'm seeing people here like sitting in a wait room at a hospital, waiting to hear good news, or maybe, yeah, they're not sure if they're waiting to hear good news or bad news. So interesting, and it's so, I feel like this is the same angel. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help and alternative medicine. Super interesting. Okay, so sorry, this might be super specific. I just have to say it and I can see if it will clear up and I can see past this one person's message. But I'm just feeling like if you are resonating with, you have a loved one who is in a coma and you feel like the doctors are not hearing you or not, like, I just feel like you're like, I know this isn't the right answer. I know deeply, intuitively, I just know. And the doctor is like, nope, you're wrong. This is the thing. I'm definitely getting some advice from your angel here. Get a second opinion, like ask for a second opinion. I feel like you can do that. I feel like there's something here that will let you get a second opinion from a different doctor. And the alternative medicine, I keep seeing it as Reiki or some form of energy healing where they, definitely some kind of energy healing. I'm trying to guess, and I'm like, you know what, it might be something I've never even heard of. But I do feel like it's a practice where energy comes through their hands. Yeah, I don't know, super specific. So definitely feel like, if this super specific message is resonating, that there's a lot of confirmations that your loved one is being watched over very closely by this angelic realm, specifically angelic, no doubt about it. Like I see, like I feel like their guardian angel is keeping an eye on them. So I wonder, like I feel like this person's in a coma because of brain inflammation, might have been in an accident, a car accident is what I keep thinking. Yeah, I don't know, that's what I keep getting. Once again, this is super specific, so hopefully this is resonating for someone, and I really feel like you need to hear this message, which is why it's finding you. The exercise is key. This is interesting because all this is talking about this loved one of yours. And then over here we have like, what can you do to support yourself right now in this current situation? This is Toby. That's right. He's all about joy and adventure, which is interesting. This kitty cat of all my cats. He's gonna join you for this, I guess. Sorry, I keep getting kind of distracted. There's also the ask your body for a message. This is like further validating that I feel like intuitively, I think you are getting messages from this loved one who I believe cannot communicate with you. I don't think verbally they're able to communicate with you right now, but you just know. You just know. And I keep getting trust that. Trust that. Ask for the second opinion. And follow whatever action you feel drawn to. I really feel like you're being led intuitively or through your own guidance to help this loved one with their healing. It says expect a miracle, divine intervention. Whoever this person is, I don't think they are meant for this to be the end of the line for them. I really don't. I feel like everything here is saying like I even see this expect a miracle card. I'm like, I don't feel like it's their time to go. You don't feel like this loved one of yours has agreed to go. I think they really truly just need healing, and I feel like anything that they're needing help with is going to find their way to them. And I feel like they're saying, once again, they're just reaffirming your voice matters here. You are getting messages, you're getting intuitive hits about what they need. And getting the second opinion and finding this, I feel like there's somebody out here who can help you. There's definitely someone. I just keep saying there's an alternative doctor or something that actually is able to, and you will find them. I know you're gonna find them. Everything here is saying like it's a miracle that you're gonna find this person. It's gonna feel like a 1 in 100 chance, but you're gonna find them. So I feel like I get a lot of validation there. Is like keep trusting that the answers in a way will come. I really don't feel like it's this person's time. They feel like they're sleeping right now to me, this loved one you're talking about. So anyways, here we have exercise is key. So this is talking about you. I feel like if you're in the hospital, you might be sitting by their bedside all day, and I keep seeing like you gotta stretch, you gotta get some movement, and I'm definitely seeing you have to go outside. You have to go outside sometime. The energy in that room is not beautiful. you need to take care of yourself a little bit here, okay? I don't know if you are doing that or not, but you gotta get outside. You gotta get outside, and two of you sick is not gonna do anyone any good. And this diet is important here. I do just keep seeing that. Like, I know it's easy to eat some garbage food at hospitals, but I feel like they just keep saying, like, and it's back to that blue thing. Like, you're gonna hear these messages clearer. You're gonna know what's going on clearer when you feel good and you're taking care of yourself. And they keep saying, like, there's so much. Your throat chakra is going insane right now. There's so much you've got to share, and I feel like there's so much being communicated to you, through your crown chakra, through your intuition, through like telepathy, almost kind of realms. Like, I really feel like it's so important. They're saying it's so important to take care of yourself. Yes. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me trust my feelings are the accurate barometer of truth. Like, look at that. Like, you're literally getting yes. What you're picking up on is accurate. What you think is true is true. So I almost even wonder for some of you, like, even all this is like healing how you're seeing things. You wonder if you have doctors saying I almost said he won't make it. I don't know their gender or their identification or pronouns, but I feel like this person, you're like, no, I know they're going to be okay. And everyone might be telling you, accept it. They're not going to be okay. And over here, I just keep getting like, trust. You know what's true and right. You feel it. You're connected to it. This is why I also wonder maybe if it is a child of yours. I'm not sure, because like, it feels so, I feel like you're inquiring with your own child. But then I also am like, oh, if this isn't your child though, I wonder if they're just not that young. Maybe that's what's confusing me. Maybe your child is your child, but they're just not that young anymore. I don't know. We're getting too specific here. Oh, sorry, my cats are chasing each other. It's really nice outside today, and they get a little antsy when they see the sun coming in the window, and I'm home and I'm not walking them outside. But we'll have to do that later. It's too hot, actually. They probably won't even really like it once they're out there. So, yeah, okay. Ugh, I want to give you some more guidance, but like, this is just all I'm getting right now. It's just trust that your feelings and your intuition, trust in it. You're right. You're picking up on something. Trust in yourself. Second opinion. Expect miracles. Divine intervention. Call upon your angels for help. So much going on there. And then even with this, ask your body for a message. So if you are trying to figure out what, like, kind of feel like you're being like, what is that called? It's not a medical medium, I don't think. But like, say you're like having to make a decision for this person on behalf of this person, because I feel like you have that legal right or something right now. I don't totally know, but I feel like for some reason a lot of decisions are falling on you around this person's health. You can ask, like, give me a sign in my body about how this feels if we do this. Give me a sign in my body about how it feels if I do that decision, and like kind of like using your body as a medium to gauge if it is the highest, not the highest, if it is like something that would help or not help, if that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like you guys are just so gifted with your body feels, like a very feeling person, and your intuition, just knowing things. You definitely just know things. Okay. Kind of like, should we move on? Maybe I'll just pull a couple more cards. Is there anything else Archangel Raphael would like to say? Anything else? Inner authority. Okay. I do think this is so big, because I feel like right now you're kind of being challenged by some professionals to really stand in your own inner authority, in your own authority, and not kind of getting pushed over in decisions, like in following your intuition, which at the end of the day, I think people are going to be like, how the heck is this possible? How did this person survive this? And you're going to be like, I just knew. I knew. It wasn't feeling hopeful, I knew. And then sobriety, Archangel Raphael, thank you for adjusting my cravings in helpful directions so that I can only desire life-affirming foods and beverages. I think this is actually talking again about food. Don't get me wrong too, if it makes sense for alcohol or for maybe using prescription medications or something to help calm you, you know, you take it as it resonates. I feel like it's just saying, be mindful of, if you're, I kind of want to say, like, if you're eating your emotions, if you are, like, you know, like, take care of yourself. Like, all that kind of energy comes from self-sabotaging, self-destructive. And I know you're going through a really hard time right now, but it's like, you just deserve to be treated so much better than that. You did nothing wrong. You are the advocate here for this person. You got to take care of yourself. You got to love yourself first. Take care of yourself, so you can be the best version of yourself to support and stand up for this person. Home help. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage to ask for and accept help from you, the angels, and others in matters regarding family and home. So this is really interesting. So you might have other kids. You might have grandkids, for all I know. I'm not totally sure. It's a little fuzzy there. It's very specific in some details, and in other details, I'm not getting a lot of details, but it's just like, well, I keep seeing a hawk. Can't stop seeing the hawk. Let me just quickly Google, what is the spiritual meaning of hawk? Okay, so Google says hawks represent change, pursuing your goals, protection, and honoring your inner wisdom. Hawks are graceful yet powerful beings that are after what they need and want. So once again, comes up with that trusting in your inner wisdom, in your inner knowing, standing up. I just keep getting that. I feel like you need to stand up and be an advocate for your own health and this person's health in this situation. So if this isn't a loved one for you, I feel like all this applies for yourself still. Like, get that second opinion. You know what your body is asking for and what is needing, and just, stand strong in your inner authority. Don't say yes to things that are not feeling appropriate, aligned, or good to you or your body. That's what I keep hearing here. So get the second opinion from a healthcare professional, medical professional. Get the second opinion, okay? And of course, I feel like this is a perfect time to add in that nothing said in these card readings should be taken over medical, legal, or financial advice, but follow your own intuition on what you need to do and get that second opinion from a medical practitioner if you've been debating it. Okay, all right. We are going to move on to what is going on in this, I don't know, I was going to say in your romantic life, but I'm not sure if this applies for this pile because they kind of get like family vibes, like children vibes, so I'm not really sure what will come through here, but we'll just pull some cards and see what happens. So what is happening in piles 3's love life? All in their high skin love and light right now. What is the situation? What is happening? What do they need to know? Okay. Here we go. Hey, Toby, you're back. We have reconciliation, wedding, playfulness. Hi, Toby. We have release your ex, interesting. Heart-to-heart conversations, attraction, chemistry, love yourself first. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Wow, there literally is a lot going on here. Some seriously clashing energies. Okay, wait a second here because I'm a little confused. Okay, sorry. You can see my cats walked across the cards here. Okay. So This whole thing feels very specific, so I'm not sure if that many people are actually seeing this pile. I think I might have said that once, but it just seems too specific. So I feel like if you are resonating with this being a child that is in a coma, or a loved one of some sort, I feel like some sort of family member or close friend or something like that, I do feel like this has impacted your, I want to say marriage, your partnership, your spousemanship. Do people say that? I don't know. Maybe they do. Because like, I don't know, when I see the wedding card, I actually feel like this is like my indication that you actually are married. I don't think this is a future energy. I think this is the energy you have. I think you've been married for a long time. Reconciliation. I feel like this is just even talking about like the hardship that you've gone through with them due to this this illness that's happened, this family illness, or maybe even an illness that you've been suffering through. Steve, they're fighting. Steve, I know, but you don't want to play. So anyways, I do feel like there's been just like, I feel like there's been some challenges. I think that's what it is. I think there's been some challenges in this relationship, in this marriage. And it has been exhausting at points. But when I see this, like heart-to-heart conversations, attraction, chemistry, playfulness, I really do feel like there still is like a lot of hope for this relationship, for this partnership. Like, I feel like there is a need for heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. So this seems like approaching in a way where each person shares about what they've experienced and what they're going through, but you're doing it in a very non-threatening way. So you're not saying like, you did this, you are always doing this. We're getting rid of the words always, never, often. And we're kind of just going back to like, I've been feeling really overwhelmed and I am scared it has impacted our relationship. I kind of feel like accountability, like taking accountability and apologizing for your side of things, and giving them and opening up space for them to share anything that they might have been feeling guilty about. And I actually feel like a big thing here is like starting with vulnerability to get vulnerability, versus maybe you guys have been in this cycle of waiting for the other to... Sorry, there is so many interruptions right now. Oh my god, I just started digging through the recycling bin and throwing it all on the ground. Like, what is actually happening right now? So anyways, I do feel like there is just like a call for, lead with vulnerability instead of waiting for each other to lead with vulnerability, if that makes any sense. And then just even bringing in this aspect of playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to have the spirit of fun to shine. So I almost feel like this is like even thinking, like even reflecting on maybe how you were and how you felt before all this stress. Like what was your dynamic before things got serious, things got so heavy? So I mean, like years ago. I really do get the impression, if you chose on this pile, you've been married for years, decades maybe for some of you. I definitely think it could easily be decades. And it's just like kind of connecting in and connecting with that version of yourself, and that was more lighthearted, that was more free-spirited, that wasn't so responsible. And not to avoid all those things, but just to kind of connect in with that and find that playfulness again, that easygoing nature. Because I do feel like there's so much attraction and chemistry between you. I feel like there's a lot of heart love, a lot of soul love between the two of you. Whenever I say you attract a romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And then love yourself first. So your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. I do feel like there is just like this need for a conversation, where you're vulnerable and accountable for your part, but then you also say like what you're needing, like very clear solutions. And I don't know if solution is the right word, but very clear, maybe almost instructions about what need isn't being met, what action you would like to see. So it could be like what need isn't being met, but then you follow it up with like, so like I could really use, and then give the example. I feel like your partner almost does better with that. Like if you can be like, this is what I need in this situation, then they'll be like, oh, if you just said that, I would have understood. They might not be able to like connect the dots. Like you might in the past have said, I need this. And the partner's like, okay, I guess I'll try. But then it's like, if you could give them like a specific action or thing to do, then I think they would have done better, which seems maybe silly to you because you're like, isn't it obvious? I don't think it is obvious to them, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's very much time for you to, when I see release your ex, I kind of see that as release old patterns in this relationship, releasing things that aren't serving. And I feel like if you found yourself going in sort of a cycle or a circle with Toby, you can see how the cards get messed up really easily here. Oh, back around. Gosh, I have to talk about these distractions. I wonder if you've just been so distracted from your relationship in general. I wonder if you just haven't had time to really focus in, and you start to pay attention to it, and then like things like that just happen, and then you kind of completely lose foresight of your partner, or spending time with them, or working on the relationship, or making time for quality time. So I wonder if this is even a message for you, because there's an insane amount of just small distractions coming up where it completely takes my attention away, and then you have to restart and get refocused. And I just feel like maybe this is a bit of the cycle you're in with this partner of yours. But